Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm not tired and stressed. You're tired and stressed because we're not doing anything important this morning at all.
It's another cheese tasting stream, actually.
We should do another one of those just for fun. Good morning, for real, everybody. My name is Josh Welgus. You know me as Gilly. I am joined here by the esteemed, I don't want to get your title wrong, chip theory developer, designer, Salem Scott, who worked heavily on a lot of the things that you are seeing in the campaign this morning. And we are here to kick off 20 Strong, Nemesis, Tainted, Grail, and Etherfields, our brand new trilogy of decks for our 20 Strong game series. And things are going great so far. So thank you all in advance. If you have not backed yet, thank you for your upcoming pledge, because everyone watching this is going to pledge, obviously. And if you've already pledged, thank you so much for supporting this campaign and supporting this game series. We're really excited about this trilogy of decks. We're really, really excited about it. I think, as many content creators have implied or said, literally, like, I think these decks take 20 Strong to a brand new level, and we're really, really pumped that it's funded, and we're starting to unlock stretch goals already, which is fantastic. So, what do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah, I'm very excited to finally be here. We've been working on these decks for a while now, over a year, I believe, over a year now. And it's just really exciting to see it start to come together. It's really exciting to hear like the early press coverage on it and people really enjoying these decks. And then now the campaign's launched and how it's already kind of exploding.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So it's always funny watching a 20 Strong campaign compared to like an Elder Scrolls campaign. On Elder Scrolls, you've got like these monolithic like $800 all-in pledges and things like that. So the number just like goes really, really fast every time you watch the number go up. 20 Strong campaigns, the increments are so much smaller because it's all these little decks, and then you wait like 10 minutes and you look back at it and you're like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
We jumped a whole bunch.
Quick.
So, couple of real quick, just business keeping, housekeeping notes. That's what I was trying to, business keeping. That's not a thing. Just a few housekeeping notes. Number one, if you would like to be entered into our giveaway for some free stuff, make sure to fill out the form. It is in the video description. And do not, under any circumstance, put a question in that form. We won't be answering it. I refuse. Santoro's not even going to pass it along to us. It will be lost in the ether fields.
That's not the case. We're already entered.
Yes. So
yes.
Yeah. The reason for that is I believe we already have a huge array of questions that have already been submitted. So we've already sort of preemptively cut that off because we can't be here for that long.
I mean, I could.
But, however, of course, if you do have any questions that aren't already in here, and if somebody else didn't ask the same question, of course, always feel free to ask questions on the campaign itself. I know Devin
is in the comments right now, ready to tell you you're wrong about something. I'm just kidding. Devin is actively answering the comments. Once I get out of this video, I will be answering comments as well. Shannon's on vacation this week. Woo. And
we keep doing
I don't know who approved that. That's a
keep doing campaigns decision. While Shannon gets to be on vacation.
Shannon will be back in the comments next week. For this week, you're stuck with me and Devin, so there you go. So that's housekeeping note number one. Fill out the form to be entered to win free stuff. Don't ask questions. Ask questions in the comments if you've got them, and they're not answered here on stream. Number two, housekeeping item. We are going to be showing a lot of stuff that has stretch goals included. And I'm just going to tell you, the stretch goals are real. Okay, but we do firmly anticipate that we're going to hit all of them. We feel like we've set them. These first couple have a little bit wider funding benchmarks just because we're trying to kind of get up to what I would call critical mass of funding to like really start to add the bells and whistles to these decks. But we are planning on sending this to print like literally minutes after the last stretch goal is unlocked. Like these things are ready to go. We're waiting to basically see how much funding we get, and then we are off to the races and getting things printed. So a lot of the samples that we've received proactively, I've got some foil samples here of like final cards and stuff. A lot of this stuff, you may see some stretch goals included in there, and we're just rolling with it because we're pretty confident things are going to go well. They are stretch goals, but we also have a pretty good barometer of how this campaign is going to do, and we've tried to set things at a pretty reasonable level to make sure that everything gets unlocked, and we can be off to the races very, very fast. So even the dice that we are showing here on this stream, these are the new
the frosted ones?
Yes, these are the new frosted looking.
Here.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I always do put stuff here. Post-it note.
I'm still acting like we're a low-budget company with one camera.
Look at these.
Ta-da!
Beautiful.
This is the dice treatment that we were planning to put on the Nemesis dice, and again, I think this stretch goal is likely to be unlocked by the end of the day today, if not by the end of the morning at the current pace. So I think it's maybe a 300K stretch goal. I can't remember. Anyway, we just want to be upfront with you about that, and also the decks that we sent a lot of content creators. Those also included a lot of stretch goals. 150K is these dice. So we're going to unlock that by the end of this stream, almost certainly. But again, just want to be transparent with y'all. You may see some stuff that we haven't even listed as a stretch goal yet because it's just in the queue. We try to stay 3 to 4 stretch goals ahead in terms of like what we have posted, so that we're not showing everything and there's always new information to come back and look. But we have all the intervals set already. They're all locked and loaded, and we anticipate we're going to have very little issue getting to all of this content, especially given the current pace that things are on, which is fantastic. So wanted to say that. I had one other housekeeping note. At launch, I don't know what, we clearly might have set something up wrong. I don't know. We're talking to GameFound about it. Many of you may have seen the strategist, the unique pledges for people who are strategists with Chip Theory. Again, the strategist is a pledge level that we have offered as a tradition for years, where you can basically pledge a huge sum of money, but then you get free copies of the base product of future campaigns. At launch, all of the pledge levels that were supposed to be only for people on our strategist list, it looks like they were public for at least a little bit. And especially for the larger pledge levels, so for the one where you get Nemesis core box for free, we will be going back and comparing the pledge, the list of backers and pledges to our strategist list. If you happened to get one of those pledge levels and you are not a strategist, we will be canceling that pledge if you do not go back and go through the normal pledge level process. I'm just going to tell you that up front right away. On the other hand, we also launched with another error that was also subsequently fixed, and that is that our Universal Hero Packs had been somebody on our team. I have no idea who. It might have even been me. I don't know. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. But had entered them to be $0 for a time instead of $5 each. And so if you happened to get some of those, we will not be canceling that. Congratulations, you got yourself a free like $5 to $10 worth of products. Again, that's assuming you only ordered one. If you happen to like put in an order for 1,000 of them, we are going to be canceling that. But just letting you know that proactively. Those have all been free on previous campaigns for, again, there's the free Universal Hero Pack number 4 on this campaign if you pledge at any reward tier level, and so those are a little bit less serious business, and we got it corrected within the first 10 or 15 minutes, so I'm not terribly concerned about it. So anyway, wanted to say all of that. Now, we are primarily here to answer your questions and get you hyped about these new products and these new decks. So we've got a big list of questions here. You can continue to throw questions into the chat. Again, we have a fairly large list here, and I think we'll probably answer, because the questions also tend to all be along similar pathways. Your question's probably going to get answered even if you haven't asked it yet, most likely. But we're going to just jump into some questions and party and hang out with y'all. So again, thanks for watching.
It looks like we... Ooh,
And
got
as
some-
of 1 hour ago, both Mike and Camilla on Dice Tower have given 20 Strong Tanglewoods Red a 9.0 and another Dice Tower Seal of Excellence, which is fantastic. I'm really excited.
For those of you who are brand new to 20 Strong, I know we've probably got quite a few of you, given the crossover, whether you heard about it because of the Awakened Realms tie-in or you've just heard about it because you've heard 20 Strong. So just real quick, to those who are new, 20 Strong is sort of like a very core, I don't want to call it simple, but it's a established set of core rules regarding cards and dice, about rolling dice, committing dice, navigating through a deck of challenges. And then each deck changes how that system is utilized, change how, like, what your objective is, how you go through the deck. So Tanglewoods Red was our last campaign for 20 Strong, in which we partnered with Manny Tremblay, who did the art for all of those, with decks designed by Ryan Howard and Logan Giannini, and Tanglewoods Red being the core set for that one. So just wanted to throw out there in case anyone out there is totally new to 20 Strong.
Yeah, the idea is that basically you can buy any core set, and there's 3 different core sets right now, but they are all, aside from the deck included and some slight aesthetic flourishes on the dice, they are all identical in that they come with a core set of rules, they come with a magnetic chip and dial, like so, that is used for a variety of purposes, and then they come with a set of 20 dice that are various odds and colors, as you see here, again, with slightly different aesthetic flourishes. So once you've bought a single core set, all you need from that point on to try a new deck of 20 Strong is the aforementioned deck. So you can just buy decks from that point. If you like to collect cool dice, again, the Tanglewoods ones have like a cool glitter effect and are a little bit like more colorful to match the shiny, colorful aesthetic of Manny's art with Tanglewoods. These Nemesis ones are frosted and have a little bit more of a, I don't even know, like futuristic sci-fi vibe to them. And then the original ones are just a little bit more standard, and they're not quite as fancy, but they're just very standard. With the you can see on here the Tanglewoods dice, the little icons have little like leaf vine flourishes, and then on the Nemesis ones on the left, we went with it kind of mimics the icons in Nemesis that tell you how scary of the alien you draw from the bag is. The little like claw, they're almost like little claw marks kind of. But generally speaking, again, they're all, not generally speaking, completely speaking, they're all the same. They're all the same. They all allow you to play any 20 Strong deck. You just need one core set. So that said, there is not a core set that features every single deck. Like, you can't buy a 20 Strong Tanglewoods Gold core set. I know somebody in the comments already asked, like, I want to buy a core set that just has Etherfields in it. I don't want the Nemesis core set. Just from a, like, SKU and inventory management side of things, we can't do a core set like with every single deck. Like, we have to choose kind of like a hero deck for a core set every time we do it. But you can buy Solar Sentinels and add Etherfields. You can buy Nemesis and add Etherfields.
Do we have the core set for the Solar Sentinels one available?
Not on this campaign, but it is still available on our website. Okay. We are running fairly low on stock on that one, and because this is a very, very quick turning campaign, ideally, you'll see that Stretch Pay is only set up for 2 months because that's how fast we're going to be closing the Pledge Manager. We were concerned that we would run out of stock on Solar Sentinels. But you can go and order that on chiptheorygames.com if you want right now. Get it in your house, and then add the Etherfields deck or the 20 Strong or the Awakened Realms trilogy of just decks only, no core set, and you'd be good to go. So, yeah, that's what 20 Strong is. Some people, there's other games that kind of do this. Final Girl is another one, also a solo-only game, ironically. But you can kind of think of it almost like a video game cartridge. The 20 Strong core set, that's like your video game console, and then you're plugging in different decks that are going to make it do different things and give you a very different experience that is also a little bit familiar, just like playing with a video game controller that you have memorized all the button layouts.
The dice is the controller.
Yes, exactly.
Quoting Raven,
It is out of stock. You cannot, lol.
Haha.
Oh.
So the core set with Solar Sentinels, that was the first ever one. Sounds like that is actually out of stock. However, the Tanglewoods red one, I believe, should be in stock.
Yes.
So if you do want to pick up a copy of 20 Strong, right away from our website to get a chance to try it first. Also, I believe there are a few 20 Strong titles on Board Game Arena as well.
Yeah, if you want to try 20 Strong, the system in general, and you've never tried it before, we have 2 options for you. I would recommend you start with Solar Sentinels. That is the simplest, most vanilla of all of the decks, is what I would say. It's fairly straightforward. You're going to have an easy time learning how the system works. And then Tanglewoods Red is another one that you can try on Board Game Arena. I think we are planning on putting Tainted Grail on there eventually. It's just not quite ready yet. We need some more time, and then we need to see what ends up in the final product before we can have it on BGA. But they are not behind the paywall either. And as far as I know, we're never going to put them behind the paywall because we want people to be able to try it for free. So go ahead and try 20 Strong right now. Solar Sentinels, Tanglewoods Red. I mean, wait till after this stream because we're really entertaining. But when we have completed entertaining you, you may go and
entertain yourself.
Playing 20 Strong on Board Game Arena. Yeah. Okay, this is a question for, I think, you, Salem. Are there more Etherfields characters than the original 5?
So technically the Reaper, who is the 5th player expansion from the Etherfields line, that I believe is a stretch goal, but again, we are pretty confident about our stretch goals, and so where the deck is currently, we've probably shown off the Reaper. I think some of the copies we have sent out to content creators had the Reaper in it, so we're very confident that she'll get added. We're not worried about that, but technically a stretch goal. No, so that will be the 5 characters you can play as in the Etherfields deck. We did make the Thorn Knight part of the Universal promo pack for this campaign, which is not a normal character in the normal sense of the word in Etherfields, but is sort of was a good fit, I think, for the promo character, because we wanted to make sure that the Reaper would be in the actual deck itself. But those are the 5 characters you can play as. However, as far as 20 Strong terms are concerned, you actually kind of have 10 heroes to play as, because both of those, or all of those 5 characters and the Thorn Knight as well, have a standard side and a lucid side, which doesn't really mean the same thing it means in Etherfields big box, but in this game, it's essentially, how I like to describe it is, the standard side, that's the side that you have access to from the start, and only through game effects that allow you to flip your hero do you then get access to the lucid side for future games. Standard side is a little bit more random of an ability. It's it reacts to crits you roll. It allows you to re-roll things. It's not, you're a little bit beholden at some degree of luck, but it's still pretty good abilities. Whereas the lucid sides, probably the maximum strength of them lowers, but it's a lot more reliable. So it'll be going from, do this thing to re-roll your misses, to you get to do this, and you just get to be more proactive and actively do the thing it's saying. So that's what I mean by there's 10 actual characters you can play as in 20 Strong Etherfields. It's just you only have access to 5 of them every game, because again, you have to flip them to their different sides, and that changes what you have available for the future games.
Yep, right on. 20 Strong Root Oath Arcs when? Again, we do not presently have any additional 20 Strong deals signed of any kind. This is always the question, at every one of our live streams. It's what's the next big 20 Strong license you're going to do? That kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. Nothing signed right now. We do have some things that are happening in the background, some things that we are working on, but we are not at liberty to talk much about them. Though there is another question about Burn Cycle 20 Strong. And Salem, you've been working on some stuff behind the scenes. Do you want to show off your prototype cards?
Oh, I do.
Okay, go for it. I mean, put them on camera. I think people really...
I got to hype it up a bit.
Okay.
So, yes, I have been working on a Burn Cycle deck in sort of the spare time, because, again, we haven't hit green on it, like go.
This is not an approved project. We
Yeah.
don't have a release plan for this product. It's just something that is being noodled on.
Yes, and we've, I would say like we like where it's at as a deck. It's just there's a lot of questions of when, where, if,
Does it stay a burn cycle deck, or do we go and I don't even want to say this because people will think that we're like trying to get this license behind the scenes. But like again, burn cycle is a stealth game, so should we go and pursue Metal Gear Solid or Splinter Cell or something instead of like releasing it as a burn cycle deck? All of those questions still would need to be answered. So.
Yeah. But anyway, or one more license. I'm going to now show off my prototype guard cards.
Yeah, I was like, what are you? Yeah.
Here we go. So we are clearly going to take and make it a Blart cycle.
Put it over the sticky note.
Oh.
The right hand one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go. Yep, so we've got the Bulldog and the Tastrone as represented here by these lovely prototypes. But yeah, so yeah, I've been working on it actually a little bit more recently because...
It was too hard.
It was too hard, and I
got
made
killed.
it easier. Yeah.
To the extent that a robot can get killed, I got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say it's pretty great. It's pretty fun. So yeah. But again, there's no details as to if or when.
Yeah. Are you planning on making more multiplayer games? I assume this just means 20 strong decks. So I have said before, 20 strong is going to remain a solo only series in its like primary phase and inception. We felt like when we had the opportunity to do Nemesis, not at least having the option to like have the semi co-op vibes of Nemesis, which is one of the things that makes that game so special and so cinematic. We felt like that would be a miss, and so we worked hard to try and like make that the cool, unique hook. One of the cool, unique hooks of the Nemesis deck was like, yeah, this one you can actually play semi-cooperatively. If we ever wanted to go all in on cooperative 20 strong, it would be a separate, like it would have a separate branding of some kind.
40 strong.
40 strong, 20 strong together, 20 stronger together.
20 squared?
20 squared.
20 squared.
Yeah, 20.
Or 20 cubed if it goes up to 3-player consistently. Or 20 quadruple.
22
No.
strong.
Yeah. We're workshopping.
And we license the Taylor Swift song. Is it 22? Is that the song?
I don't
22?
You're the Swiftie in the office, so.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I do. I love Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I wasn't.
The new album. The new album is terrible. The new album.
I'm not
terrible.
trying to throw shade.
The new,
Mariah when you need her.
Yeah, honestly, Mariah's
the new album was terrible. Don't at me. But yeah, I like Taylor Swift. How can you not?
Yeah.
How can you not? You know. Yeah. So that would be. We're not planning on making like working toward trying to make every 20 strong deck that we come out with in the future cooperative, and hopefully Tainted, Grail, and Etherfields are kind of an indication of that too.
Yeah.
But it is a cool and unique thing that you can do with the Nemesis deck, and it's a great way to get in, at least a game of Nemesis vibes without it being like the massive 4-hour experience that Nemesis is. And I love that 4-hour experience, and I love getting my copy of Nemesis to the table, but the reality is that there aren't a lot of opportunities to do that in my life just because of schedule and other things. So anyway, now we're not working on this presently, but both using the 20 strong system to create a more again, universally cooperative experience, and using the 20 strong system to potentially create a dueling experience are both things that have been at least kicked around. Manny Tremblay actually pitched us a pretty dang cool dueling system for 20 strong that we might at some point take a look at. That was really neat. So it's not something that's completely off the table, but it wouldn't suddenly be shoehorned into the current 20 strong system. Again, we would kind of move it over to its own silo where it has clear branding and is designed from the ground up for that experience, if that makes sense.
That sort of transitions to, also I just want to do a quick shout out. Thank you to everybody who was asking about 20 strong burn cycle. We got a lot of entries in here that are just like, this isn't even a question. 20 strong burn cycle. So, yeah. Anyway, the next question is sort of asking, making a comparison to Kinfire Delve and the ideas of being able to use other games together to create an expanding multiplayer experience. I think that would go into what you were sort of saying about how that would probably be its own initiative. I don't think 20 Strong as it exists today is capable of like taking the decks that we've already made and creating an expansive multiplayer experience from what already exists. That would sort of, or at the very least, like we're not really interested in trying to do that because that would be a lot of work for something that would just probably not end up being quite what we would want it to be.
Yeah, it's not really what 20 Strong was meant to be.
Yeah.
And I understand people that want it to be that. And again, you know, we've been asked, even like the Too Many Bones deck, people are like, can you release some new loot cards for 20 Strong Too Many Bones? These are meant to be bite-sized experiences that don't really grow beyond what their thesis is. Like that's the entire point of the series and of this system. And what's funny is like, and I get it because like some people are like, but I really love this deck. I really enjoy this experience. I want more of this. But like what this series is really trying to do is to get you to hop around to a lot of different experiences, a lot of different worlds, and that's the appeal of it. We're not trying to go super deep on any of these. Sometimes this is used as an insult for games, but the goal is to like make things, you know, we're trying to make it like if Elder Scrolls is a ocean of depth and content, and you can go all the way down to the Marianas Trench, and it's also very, very wide because it's a massive box. These are meant to be like a bunch of different 5-foot deep pools you can swim in. But you can hop in and out of those pools really fast, and that's what makes it enjoyable, and that's what makes it interesting. I don't know if that metaphor works at all. I'm very tired, but that's what I'm going with. Resident actual major Swiftie in our office, Mariah, one of our graphic designers and language edition liaison, says that it's okay for me to be wrong about the latest Taylor Swift album. But she clearly hasn't listened to it because it's bad, you guys. It's really just, it's not it. So.
Well, I'm excited for this feud to develop.
Mariah and I already have a little bit of a mini feud going. It's fine. Yeah, so, and again, so another just question along those lines, do you think we'll ever develop sequels or expansions for already made 20 Strong sets? I think the answer is no. That said, we talked before about like, could we do a Too Many Bones, even though some of the Undertow characters are in the original Too Many Bones 20 Strong deck? Would we ever do a Too Many Bones Undertow 20 Strong deck that is like almost the same mechanics as the Too Many Bones deck, but like a new modest twist on that? You might see that eventually. I don't know. I've also talked about the idea that like we really don't want people to feel like they have Stockholm Syndrome when it comes to the 20 Strong system. And what I mean by that is, like I really like Unmatched. I love playing it with my kids. There's a lot of cool characters and a lot of cool stuff in Unmatched. But that said, when like all the Marvel stuff started rolling out and it was like, here's 12 new characters and they're all a $45 box and none of them are like crazy rewriting the rules on like what happens in Unmatched, like it's still mostly just Unmatched. I started to feel just like kind of exhausted by the release pace. TCGs I feel this way about a lot of times, and it's fine if you don't feel that way. I'm not saying everybody needs to feel this way, but
it's okay to be wrong.
It's okay to be wrong, yeah. And apparently I'm wrong a lot. So, we really want every single deck that we release to be a really unique thing that is really changing up the experience, and that's why you haven't seen. We're already like 3 to 4 years into the 20 strong system between the original campaign and now, and we still there's a fairly modest amount of content out for it already right now, and we're not going to. We're not going to just sprint ahead for the sake of just releasing stuff as fast as we can. We really want to have every single deck be really innovative and really surprise you in the ways that we are putting unique twists on the system. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that question or if that answer is helpful or not, but that's part of our philosophy. So.
I think Tanglewoods is probably a good example of what it might look like if we were to do quote unquote sequel decks to something, where it's like Too Many Bones Undertow deck, if we were to do so, would probably be similar in the sense that the Tanglewoods ones are similar, where maybe there's even some compatibility between the characters, but not full. There are red characters that you cannot play in gold because they respond to red's effects. But it could be they're similar in the sense they both have the backup plan system, and how gold, the Tanglewoods has the gold mechanic. But they're still their own unique decks. And then, again, too, with the Baba Yaga, where we wanted to try and combine those together for an overarching experience. I think that shows there is precedent for something in that vein. But yeah, to echo what you said, outside of the promo Universal Hero packs, not so much here's an expansion pack for the Too Many Bones deck. Here's an expansion pack for the Victorium deck.
Right. Yep. Does the is this? They're asking if the art in this game is reused from previous campaigns. Not really from previous campaigns, but this is all of the art in these 3 decks has been pulled from the base games of these worlds. So
There's some expansions too.
And some but I think the first campaign for Nemesis, the first campaign for Tainted Grail, and I think the only campaign for Etherfields. That's where the art has come from. Yes, this is whatever you would want to say, reused from those base games. That's one of the benefits of doing a license, is it allows us to get these things out a little bit faster because we're able to use those assets. The Tanglewoods universe, we locked Manny in a basement and made him create something like 350 to 400 unique pieces of art for that campaign. So we love to do that when we can. We just don't have the ability to go that crazy all the time, or these decks would never come out, because we are kind of committed to them having unique art on almost every card. That's kind of one of the ways that we have chip theorified a standard deck of cards, by 1, making them PVC, 2, making them foil, and then 3, not taking any half measures when it comes to making the cards feel unique and interesting and putting art wherever we can. So asking about an errata pack. No errata pack is going to be offered on this campaign, at least. I know there's a couple of Tanglewoods cards that could use that, but no errata packs on this campaign right now. It's just not logistically or economically possible for us at the moment to get this out when we need to get it out. The next time that we do a Tanglewoods reprint, that might be something that we take a look at, but we are not reprinting Tanglewoods at this time. How many 20 strong games do you intend to produce?
Well, at least 20.
Will this be your last crossover, or do you intend to contact other famous video game series, parentheses, Nintendo? As the resident Nintendo-obsessed human in the office, I have a lot of Mario memorabilia in my office if you ever get a chance to tour. We would love to work with Nintendo. We are not presently working with Nintendo. And again, I will go on record again saying my dream crossover would be an Earthbound crossover from Nintendo, but that is never going to happen. I'm confident in saying, I don't say never to just about anything, but I'm very confident that that is never going to happen. We do not see a limit necessarily on the number of 20 strong decks that we're going to produce. And that includes even if we hit the total max storage of the 20 stronghold.
We'll just make a 20-strong trove chest.
Well, or you could just buy another 20 stronghold because they work really, really well and they're great. They're also great for like TCGs and that kind of thing. So yeah, there's no we don't have like any like roadmap that's saying this is exactly how many decks we're gonna make. Similar to what we say about most of our game series, if we feel we can still do something interesting and innovative, exciting, surprising, etc., we will keep doing it. One of the reasons, though, that we put beyond that we were running out of room in the trove chest, but one of the reasons we put a bow on the original Too Many Bones series is we kind of felt like we had done everything we wanted to do with those mechanics and that series. And in order to really improve upon it and really surprise people again and really do something innovative, we felt like we were going to need to change the system a little bit, or a lot of it, in order to do that. And so we kind of wrapped it up before. We don't want to be the sitcom or the drama that overstays its welcome for like 4 seasons, right? Like we want to get out while we're still making really, really cool stuff. Right now, we're feeling really, really good about all of the ideas coming in for 20 Strong, and so I think you will see more 20 Strong decks well into the future. And then when we get bored with it, we'll go do something else. 21 Strong. You know? Yeah. This is an interesting question.
Oh, these both are, the next two, I like both of these.
Yeah. If you could go back in time to talk to yourselves on the very first day Chip Theory was founded, what would you tell them after all you've learned now?
Was it what year is it? 2017, 2016?
Well, this is the 10-year anniversary of the Too Many Bones campaign.
Okay, so
and I think it was 3 years prior to that, roughly.
2013.
Yeah. So yeah, somewhere in the like 2011 to 2013 range is when the company was technically
still in college.
Technically began. Man, I mean the main thing for me, and now granted, again, I joined the company around I would say the halfway point of Too Many Bones' development. So this was after Too Many Bones, the campaign had ran, and I joined like halfway through development to start writing Kickstarter updates and handling social media. So I'm thinking about what I would go and tell myself in those days. But I mean, the main thing was that in those early days, especially, like, it wasn't particularly risky for us because we were all working different full-time jobs. But I would probably just go and tell myself, like, you guys are going to make it, and this is going to turn into your career, and like follow your instincts. Because our instincts, I think, is largely what has gotten us here. We've made a lot of mistakes, but every single time we've learned from those mistakes, and I feel like we've been able to do things better in the future. So just to remove the uncertainty, though, about it, and like the wondering, like, is this ever going to work? Are we ever going to like really? I would just tell everybody at the company, like, you're going to make it. You're going to make it, and it's going to be a big success, and follow your instincts.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great point, too. Yeah, because if I were to even apply that to, like, when I started back in 2019, started in a completely different department, and if I were just be like, yeah, follow your instincts, too, because, like, how I got to where I got was because I sort of took initiative in a lot of things and, like, volunteered myself for playtesting opportunities internally and taking it upon myself to write big, long novels for your Cloudspire scenarios, you know? And just, I mean, I feel like I was able to instill a sense of confidence in myself that I think helped get me to where I was. But even just being like, yes, commit to it, you know? Do it.
Yeah. I would also tell myself, Salem is going to break all of your Cloudspire scenarios. And don't get mad and try to break Salem.
Get mad?
No, I didn't. I just like to. We had it was obviously it was exceptionally friendly, but it was like a little inter-office rivalry of like, here's the scenario, and someone would be like, here's how I broke it, and I'd be like, gonna fix that, not let you break it next time. We just crossed the 200K
Ooh, wow.
mark. Yeah, baby.
Thank
Awesome,
you
which I think
all.
unlocks another stretch goal.
It should.
I'm gonna need to after this. I'm gonna need to go and
It did.
need to go make more stretch goals public probably right after this stream. If you had to add another dial to 20 strong, what would be on each side?
This is going to sound so lame, but if we could add another dial to 20 strong, I would want to add a duplicate of the dial we already have, but maybe with some slight aesthetic variation, because the number of times I have been like working on something and I'm like, oh yes, perfect, this will use the color dial. And then I want to be able to use the other side of it as well.
At the same time, sure. Yeah. Mhm.
Because like, I think this last round of decks, we really pushed using the color wheel more, because like I don't think we had Cloudspire sometimes uses it, but we didn't use it all in the first 2 campaigns because it's not in the core 3 of the first campaign. It's not in any of the Tanglewoods campaigns.
Well, if you're not aware, the chip was actually the last stretch goal that was unlocked for the original 20 strong campaign. So actually, the original 3 decks basically don't use the dial almost at all.
Yeah.
Other than to move around in Victorum, but you're not really. It's not a significant portion part of the mechanical design of those decks because we didn't plan on having it. We needed a different way to track a lot of things, and we were trying to keep it as affordable and simple as possible. And then everybody was like,
"Where's the chip?
Where's the chip? You need a chip. There's got to be a chip in this." So we were like, "All right, we'll make it a stretch goal," and then we just basically gave it as much multi-purpose use as we could to allow ourselves design space into the future, which I'm really glad we did. I think that is.
Yeah.
I think without the chip and without the dial, we'd be running up against some challenges from a design space perspective.
But yeah, because the reason why we like it so much now is because we were so general with it. We're like, okay, we'd probably need an amount to count. And then I can't remember the full extent of the conversation behind what went into the color, but I think it was a great idea to be like, hey, we might want to be able to manipulate and reference this. There's a sun and a moon side, which is perfect for ironically tracking day and night, which would have worked in some of the Tanglewoods decks, but we were already using it for gold. Again, why I'm like, oh my gosh, just having a second one at times would be really nice. But it can be used for flipping if you need a nice 50-50 tiebreaker, but also at the same time you can roll a green die and say if it hits, that's a 50-50 tiebreaker. So it's sort of one of those things where if we were to make it more specific, it would probably start to be harder to use. I'm sure there's more specific things that a dial could be used for a given deck, but I like this restriction and I like the challenge of being forced to use what is there. It's kind of like working with 20 strong is great because I always know what dice I'll have available, how many cards I can put in their max, and what the dial can be used for. And yet, we can still push those boundaries.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. In the original Nemesis board game, one of the most iconic mechanisms is the hidden alien threat, the constant tension of not knowing what's lurking in the dark. How did you manage to translate that feeling of uncertainty and dread into a card and dice system like 20 strong?
Well, the most obvious way we wanted to tackle it is with an enemy deck. So there's the deck of cards that are not, unlike a lot of 20 strong decks, these ones are not double-sided with other enemies, or they're not open info. A lot of 20 strong is defined by having open information, knowing what you're going to experience. However, so that creates the dread of not knowing what you're going to get. I know Nemesis, it works a little bit differently. You would probably be able to speak a bit more to that. It's a draw bag, and it doesn't always have everything in it, correct?
Yeah. It's, again, I think it's important to know, again, this isn't, this is not the full Nemesis experience.
And it's never
never trying to be that. This is a distilled essence. And so I would say, I think you also you answered the question well. The queen is in that shuffled deck of enemies, and the strong aliens are in there. You can encounter them very, very early in your I think the queen's in there, correct?
Yes.
I think yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
the queen is in there.
Played a lot of different iterations of certain things, and I wanted to make sure I was correct on that. But that's really what you don't know what you're going to draw. It doesn't like level based on like how far along into the game you are from like the enemy strength perspective. You don't know what you're going to find in a given room. You have a general idea, and again, we're trying to distill down the most important elements of Nemesis. There is a little bit of semi-co-op with the objective cards. It's not quite as intense as because you don't have a navigation system that you're trying to do. You don't have like broken rooms constantly that you're trying to fix. You don't have like the fire. Like it's meant to be a distilled down experience that you can also play in a half an hour to 45 minutes. And it truly does play in a half an hour to 45 minutes. And you get really, really great Nemesis vibes from it. But it takes about as long to set up and play this as it does to get Nemesis set up like on your table. And again, I love Nemesis. It's one of my favorite board games ever. It's probably my favorite board game of the last 5 to 7 years. I don't remember when the original one came out.
More than that.
Was it that old?
Yeah, I believe so.
Really?
I think so. More than 5.
Okay.
Maybe not 7, but more than 5 years,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So yeah, just to be clear, like we're not claiming this is like the entire Nemesis experience, but this is like so much easier to get to the table. That is the primary appeal. You can put this in not just your backpack. You can put this in the smallest pocket of your backpack, and you're going to be fine and good to go. You can take this camping with you. You're never going to take Nemesis camping with you. Like that's insanity. Or you might just not go camping at all, like me. But the broader point is like, yeah, this is, we've tried to like instill a lot of those elements to the extent that they can be in a really, really small environment. And I think this does a great job of capturing that like micro experience without again, like the half an hour it takes to get Nemesis to the table and then a similar amount of time to put it away.
Well, I do want to answer that question a little bit more specifically as well, because like, yes, the enemy deck exists, but there are a few other ways we wanted to try and capture that dread of not knowing. So there are a few cards that instruct you to add an enemy to the nest, which is a card you can find. If the nest is active, you just activate it right there. If it's not active, you add it face down to the nest stack, which removes it from the deck until the nest is either activated or the self-destruct sequence starts, and then in which case they activate automatically to somewhere else. But it creates that sense of dread, and I think we've had a lot of games where we've really felt that, because it's like you'll be going through the deck being like, we haven't seen the queen yet. Oh gosh, when's the queen going to pop out? And then she doesn't. And you're like, uh-oh, she's in the nest stack. And it gives you that like that ability to sort of, you can start to know the deck a little bit, but not in a way where you feel confident. It's more all of a sudden like, oh, she's going to pop out here. We got to be ready for it. And Awakened Realms, too, actually gave us some really good feedback when we sent a version to them at one point, because previously there was rewards on enemies, which is a classic 20-strong staple. Enemies give you rewards when you defeat them. And they were ultimately like, yeah, but that doesn't make them feel as scary when you're like, no, I want to hunt them because they are going to give me these rewards. And
Yeah,
so
that's a really good point.
we were like, oh, yes, okay, let's try it. So we removed them, and almost just like that, it's all of a sudden these enemies were truly something you dread, as opposed to, yes, they're scary, but if you've got weapons and you're good to go, they're going to help you win.
Yeah.
In the long run, which is not what they should do in this deck specifically. So.
Yeah, I think that's an important point, even just to call out in general, in terms of the collaboration with Awakened Realms. Like, these were all sent to them, and the gameplay was approved by them as well. So like they know what their games do best. And and Nemesis was actually the one that we received the most amount of feedback with. They were like, they were really encouraging us to up the like tension and like kind of horror suspense elements of Nemesis, which I think in the early going of this deck's design were maybe not quite as forward in terms of what we were really emphasizing. And again, as you said, I think that's really, really good feedback. I mean, again, when you play Nemesis, the big game, you kind of, if you're going to have the most fun with it, you almost need to go in with the expectation we're going to lose. And it's going to be fun to see how we lose, because there's like these like crazy cinematic moments, and And so, yeah, we needed to up the tension a little bit, and that's a really good question. So, what was I going to say? Is background knowledge of the original games, so Nemesis, Tainted Grail, Etherfields, required or recommended for playing these? No.
I wouldn't say so. No. You'll probably, I mean, if you know the games, you might have some fun recognizing characters or different things, and you might have fun seeing like, oh, that's a clever way to incorporate that mechanic or incorporate that vibe. Also, at the same time, though, if you're an expert in the game, you might be like, oh, wait, but that's not how it works, you know? And so you actually have to, like, relearn some things because it's a new system. But short answer, no. I would not say it's definitely not needed. I would also I don't think it's recommended either. It's not. I don't recommend that you don't know it.
I recommend you don't know it.
Oh, okay.
I don't recommend it.
But
don't recommend that you don't know it. That's my recommendation.
Yeah.
Follow?
Cool.
Everybody follow?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Yep. I have never played Etherfields, and I have never played Tainted Grail. I hope to remedy that someday, but I have never played either of those, and I think Etherfields is maybe the coolest deck in the whole system. So like,
Well, thank you.
yeah. So not necessary at all, and I think Awakened Realms certainly hopes that maybe playing these like micro scale versions of these is going to make you interested in the bigger box experience, because they're both kind of leaning into what they do best. So, is Nemesis designed to be multiplayer, or does it work just as well as a solo game? I would say it works. It works just as well. You do lose the like social tension element a little bit that comes from hidden goals and some of those types of things. But we wanted to make sure it works really, really well solo. I believe there's a video coming from Mike Kelly of One Stop Co-op Shop later this week potentially that it's a very strong endorsement of the solo element of Nemesis specifically.
I think we're also doing a solo live stream after this, I believe.
Is that?
Yeah, with Ryan. I think Ryan will be playing this solo. Yeah, to anyone who's played Burn Cycle, I think is actually a really good example of like how I would say the differences between solo and co-op are. Now, Burn Cycle, fully cooperative game, no traitorous intent whatsoever, unless you inject it yourself, I guess. But in that game, when you play it multiplayer, you're able to spread out and complete objectives, uncover rooms, gather equipment, do so much of that. But threat is ramping up way faster. So you have to deal with a lot of that. You have to have a lot of people focus on mitigating that threat. Whereas in solo, you are like the only one who's able to move around and do things. You have to be a lot more sneaky. But because it's just you, again, threat's not increasing as rapidly. So in our experience, we find like in the 3-player game, yes, there's a lot of that semi-co-op tension, which you just obviously can't get in solo because it's just you. You can't lie to yourself about different things.
I mean, you can.
You can.
I lie to myself a lot, actually.
Yeah, well,
if we're honest.
That's a different 20 strong
I still
deck.
think I'm in my 20s.
Oh.
And
oh, no.
I'm 42.
Uh,
and I will be dead soon.
oh. All right. Okay, we're gonna keep moving.
Okay.
But yeah, so whereas in solo though, like it's a lot more tense when an enemy comes out because it's just you who can deal with it. You can't run away from it and send it to attack an enemy. It's coming after you specifically. So it becomes a lot more of like, okay, I have to be in charge of my own fate here. But on the flip side, because it's just you, nobody's going to use the dice you wanted to use. Like nobody's going to take that item that you were really hoping to get. Like even unintentionally, it's just you, so you're in a lot more control of that. So I don't want to say it's easier or harder, but the difficulty comes in different ways.
Yeah. Is there a possibility for 20 strong decks that will that come with supplemental components like additional dice, chips, etc.? I don't believe that will likely ever happen. And again, that's so. Again, to go way back, if you go back and watch our original trailer for the original 20 Strong campaign. It's very goofball and very stupid, but dice.
With an exclamation.
Yeah. The thought process again behind this series was to, in part, was a reaction actually to criticism that we hear about chip theory a lot online, which is like nobody knows how to take a $10 experience and charge you $100 for it, like chip theory games. Like I read that comment all the time, and that's not at all where our minds are at. Like we are not trying to needlessly charge people for things that are crazy. Like we just want to, I say this all the time, our whole goal is just to make cool stuff. We just want to make cool stuff, and we think sleeves make things less cool on cards, okay? Like it's that simple. We think sleeving cards makes them less cool and less enjoyable to handle. We think that that chips on neoprene feels really cool moving it around the board, and feels like gives it more tactile enjoyment, makes it like objectively more fun to interact with in a weird way. It's weird to say that components can make a game more fun, but if you're there enjoying the tactile experience in a more deep and meaningful way, it does genuinely, we think, make the game more fun. We wanted something that still kind of gave you the chip theory experience in some capacity and chip theory vibes, hence the foiling of the cards, hence the plastic cards, hence the cool magnetic tracker, etc. But was at a price point that was like really, really imminently affordable and sort of like in impulse purchase territory. That's the whole philosophy behind 20 Strong. And adding more components just takes us further away from that sort of thesis. And we have the Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era sitting over there at like $220. We have Too Many Bones. We have these like upper echelon experiences that have all the extra components and all the extra bells and whistles. And those will continue to exist, and we'll continue to make those types of products too. 20 Strong, we really want it to stay right where it's at in terms of its affordability. These decks are a little bit more expensive. That's purely due to the license on them. Like that's not an indication that future decks are going to like slowly creep in price or anything. And so adding more components and more doodads and that kind of thing is just going to make the series more expensive, and again start to take it beyond what it's trying to do. Mm-hmm. So whether you want it to do more than it's doing or not, I totally get that. We are trying to like keep it really affordable, really streamlined, because that's what it does.
I will sort of just add a little bit to that. Like, obviously, we're not much of a never say never kind of company. But I will say probably in regards to additional components, I think we have found it very helpful from a design standpoint to have a level of restriction. I do think there's maybe a world in which we are able to sneak something that isn't technically a card or a rule book into the tuck box, but I don't think we're ever interested in a deck requiring more than what can fit in that box.
Yeah.
So it's like, if we have an incredibly cool idea for a deck, it does need an additional chip. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, it'd have to fit in that tuck box. And again, that's a question we'd have to make sure. It's like, are we sure there's no other way to do it in a card?
But our customer support right now is groaning in the background because they're saying that chip in there is going to scratch up
the
card.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's the other part of it. Like anything we do put in there, it's like, okay, but would it, So we want it to fit in the tuck box. So like as far as mats go, that's a pretty obvious. I think that's an easy one to just say, no, I don't think so. I did see a question in here earlier, but I don't know where it went.
It's gone. I deleted
But
it.
just real quick, there was someone asking about, is there a chance of like a 20 Strong story-focused game? Because none of the decks we have done so far really prioritize story. They might allow for organic storytelling, especially in Nemesis with a semi-co-op. But there's nothing where it's like, oh yeah, here's the big story events. You're going through this. Tainted Grail, is a big story game, and even that, we were like, we're going to focus on the combat. But if we ever were, maybe one of those additional components could be another little booklet in there that is like a campaign booklet. It is full of stories. It's full of almost like, think of it like a mini Elder Scrolls Gazetteer, for example, like that's tucked in there, but yeah, anything that would go in the deck box has to go in the deck box.
Right.
And it can't get bigger, it can't get wider, it can't. and it would have to make sure it's like it would be able to be shipped okay without causing any damage. All of these things. So
I mentioned I'm old and I'm going to die soon. So
you did mention that.
to go back to that, I meant to go back to the like video game cartridge analogy. It's akin to like we want anybody to be able to buy any deck off the shelves at a retail store or from our web store and be able to plug it into what they've got already. Requiring a like additional core set or an additional thing, it's akin to offering a 32X for a Sega Genesis. That was where I was going with the old comment.
Gotcha.
Most of you don't know what that is, and that's fine. And it flopped horrendously, but that's what I'm going with.
My immediate thought was like the Donkey Kong 64 expansion pack thing.
Sure,
that you put
yeah,
into your
yeah.
N64, or
Yeah.
like the.
Well, yeah, Nintendo released the expansion pack for the N64. You could buy it separately,
But
and
it
then-
came with every version of DK64.
Well, then they realized
so,
that
yeah.
nobody was going out and buying it proactively,
Yeah.
but they wanted to sell Donkey Kong 64, and it needed the expansion pack, so they ended up just including it with the game. That's effectively what we're kind of getting at here. Is like
Yeah.
any expansion components would have to come with a
It'd fit in the little
cartridge,
deck box.
so to
Yeah.
speak. Since the Nemesis deck utilizes rooms and movement so effectively, I'm wondering if we can expect a full-blown dungeon crawler for 20 strong in the future.
I mean, Etherfields kind of is to a degree. I'd say Etherfields is the closest to a full-fledged dungeon crawler. But I'd say absolutely. Like, I feel like both Nemesis and Etherfields have only scratched the surface of what could be possible with map movement and map layouts and the aspect of a dungeon crawler. And as I've noticed with all of our games, each round of content we reiterate on cooler. Now, I don't want to say cooler because we're proud of all the decks we've made and they all do different things right. But I always get impressed with the new ways we take things in places we never would have expected. Like first round of 20 strong, I don't think I could have ever even conceived of the Etherfields deck,
Sure.
and how it plays. But as we continue to make more and more, we see more and more what's possible. We hear from fans what's fun, what's like the coolest parts of different decks. We want to try and hone in on those things more and more. So I 100%, I would say a true, proper capital D, capital C dungeon crawler 20 strong deck. Yeah, I'd say that's possible.
Yeah. Nemesis games are often compared to the different Alien franchise movies. Which movie does 20 Strong Nemesis most closely align to? Probably Alien 3, the David Fincher cut.
What?
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to.
I would say.
I just wanted to drop a deep Alien cut for everybody. That's like a super.
I would
Alien
say
fan.
the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's based on the original Nemesis board game, which is definitely adhering most closely to the original Alien. I would say.
Which is the best Alien movie. I'll fight on that hill.
I don't disagree with that statement. I don't think. Did I miss? Okay. Yep. How did you guys solve the rolling dice too much on the Nemesis version? So Tim Chuan in his review of the 20 Strong Nemesis deck felt like there was too much dice rolling. We didn't solve that. I also have not heard that feedback or felt that feedback. Now I'm biased.
He did play it wrong.
Tim played a couple things wrong in his Nemesis playthrough, so that's one thing. And again, I'd have to go back and watch that review again to like get at that. I love Tim. Tim is amazing, and he has done incredible work and like even videography for us for Elder Scrolls Heroes of Tamriel. So I do not have any interest in saying anything remotely bad about Tim whatsoever. But yeah, he did play a couple things wrong on his Nemesis 20 Strong playthrough, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I have never felt playing 20 Strong Nemesis like there was too much dice rolling.
I've never heard that feedback.
And I've never heard that feedback.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten that feedback from any other playtester. So
Yeah, that was
that's what I would
that
say
was
about
definitely
that.
the first hearing of it. Now, I will say too, one of the things that he did play wrong was viewing the enemies' icons on them as restrictions to what you could apply. Which, of course, if that is how you're playing, you're probably oftentimes rolling weaker dice than you want to roll. So you are likely going to be needing to use every strategy phase to really get the crits because you can't afford to not use a crit. There are a lot of different factors where I could see like the dice rolling is a slower process because you have to think about more. When in reality, it's like, no, that's just what the enemies use for their damage, which makes it like when you yourself are rolling and applying dice, it's not that critical of a logic puzzle where you're like, oh my gosh, I have to map all of this out, so my dice rolling is going to take a while. In most 99% of all strategy phases, it's like roll, okay, no, roll, okay, there we go, boom. And it's done in like very minimal amount of time. Yeah, to reiterate, that was the first we've ever heard of anybody having that feedback across playtesters, other content creators, everything. I'm not saying that's a wrong position to have. It's just I don't think that's going to be a common thing.
Common criticism, But again, Tim, if you happen to be watching, we love you.
Yes.
We're inviting you back for some sneak peeks of some things this fall, most likely. So, exciting times. What made us choose these specific 3 Awaken Realms universes? Was it theme, hype, adaptive mechanisms, etc.? So this is where I need to cop to maybe one of the most embarrassing things that I've ever done at Chip Theory. When we were choosing these, I was like, well, obviously we have to do Nemesis, Tainted Grail, and ISS Vanguard because those are the biggest Awaken Realms series. And we should avoid their less popular or less mainstream titles like Etherfields because that won't generate enough hype. And Salem had a really great idea for the Etherfields deck, and I was like, I don't care. We should be doing ISS Vanguard. And then Salem just kept working on the Etherfields deck and then started showing it to people, and it was so dang cool. And so I would say at the like management level and like the company direction setting level, we were like, well, if we're doing a crossover with a well-established company with some like really popular games, we knew we had to do Nemesis. Like you just have to. Like whether we had a great idea for it at the time or not, we were like, there's no world where we can't do Nemesis. That's obviously it's a board gaming monolith at this point, right? Like, and then we felt like again, Tainted Grail felt very in line with like Elder Scrolls kind of like universe type of stuff, high fantasy, grimdark a little bit. Elder Scrolls isn't really grimdark, but like, we felt like that was really in line with our core audience. And then it was that third one that was kind of like we got to make a decision around that. Related question though, I think we had the most challenging time especially in the early going of adapting Tainted Grail.
Yes.
Tainted Grail, we did not have a great idea for how that could work when we were first like embarking on this journey. Again, I mentioned Salem had a great idea for Etherfields like almost immediately. And then Nemesis, which was primarily designed by Logan Giannini, who's not here anymore. He moved on to work on Star Wars Unlimited at Fantasy Flight. We've talked about that many times on stream. Logan had some really, really cool ideas for how this could work that were slightly informed by just a couple of like really like low-level ideas, or I guess high-level ideas that myself and Andrew Chesney had sort of given to him based on just we had played a lot of Nemesis, and so we were like, it should like here's how moving around the ship could work, and here's how noise generation maybe could work, and then Logan really took it from there, and this is all Logan at this point. I don't even know how much of our ideas ended up in there. Maybe very few. I don't remember. It was a while ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Want to say on that?
Yeah, regarding Tainted Grail specifically, I remember too, Logan also was like thinking on something like that. And going back to the idea of like a little storybook, like he was at one point like, can we justify making it bigger so I can put in because I don't think he wanted to like sacrifice card count to make room for it. But he was like, can we put in like a little campaign book thing? Can we have a companion app? Like he was asking like these bigger questions that I think helped us sort of get a better understanding of the limitations we do want to abide by for 20 strong. Because like, I don't think a $20 deck or a $25 deck, can justify the back end requirement on our end of making a companion app, something we have never done before. Like that's a big endeavor. So it was just a lot of like, okay, we want to do this, but what does that look like? And then it was Ryan who sort of finally looked through Tainted Grail and really sort of was like, okay, this game is almost too big to be a 20 strong. So he's like, what about it is most exciting to me as like that is the thing that if I were to play a game of Tainted Grail, that is probably the thing I would look back at and go, that was what made that game exciting for me. You know, like that specifically. Not to say anything else about it isn't exciting and fun, but like that's the core. Whereas like Etherfields and Nemesis are much more trying to be like, we're trying to capture the vibe of the whole experience in one go. Whereas Tainted Grail is much more like distilled, like this is an ingredient that is like really all of a sudden blown up to be like the big thing.
Yep. Just some other question. What other 20 Strong is going to be available in the campaign or pledge manager? Everything's available aside from the Solar Sentinels core box, I believe. Pretty much everything else.
But the Solar Sentinels deck is still available.
Yes, you can buy the deck. Yep. What's next for 20 Strong? We're not ready to talk about that. This is what's next for 20 Strong. Y'all, this is what's next. Relative difficulty of these 3 sets compared to previous 20 Strong.
Oh, that's a hard question. So I've had my ear to the ground about the difficulty question regarding 20 Strong, because I would say I can't 100%. I don't feel confident saying which deck people think is the hardest. I'm not sure. But I do think like Cloudspire is typically considered to be the easiest deck. Mm-hmm. It really varies, though. I would say these are more in line difficulty-wise. I want to say with the original 3. But again, it's such a hard question because, like, it really comes down to where do you struggle? Because I've seen people say, for going back to the original 3, I've seen people say the Hoplo deck is the hardest because it's very punishing. The Cyan influence can get overwhelming, so you get to the boss and you just get wiped. All of these things. It's hard to know when should you challenge a Primus or when you shouldn't, lots of different questions. On the other hand, because it has the most amount of straight up open information for you to utilize, at least in those 3 decks, people say it's the easiest because if you just plan, if you're really forward thinking, you make sure you're always making the right decision, you know exactly, you're like, I should spectate this guy, that I'm just getting rid of that guy because I want to be able to trigger this and do these things and use the movement. And then so there's those people who say it's the easiest, again, of the original 3. So I think it's such a hard question to answer. It comes down to individual things. I do say some people find the difficulty, or I should say the lack of difficulty of the Cloudspire deck to be a little bit disappointing if they're used to like the really hard.
Yeah, the other ones are really challenging.
Yeah.
The amount of times I hear people say like, I love Tanglewood's Red and I've never won it.
Right.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah, whereas other people are like, oh, I'm so glad Cloudspire is winnable, kind of in that context. I would say it's more along the lines of the original difficulty, but again, it's a hard question to answer, and we always want to make sure it's fun for all players, regardless, and that's why we have the scaling difficulty. And those can get pretty nasty in these 3 decks specifically. So I would say if you love difficulty, you'll probably enjoy increasing the rank in these decks, whereas if you are more of like...
And you'll probably enjoy 20 Strong in general if you haven't played 20 Strong, because these are, again, they are challenging. That's the... Yeah. When we publish a solo-only game, we do tend to lean on the much higher end of the difficulty scale simply because that is our personal aesthetic. We don't find it all that fun to like win the first or second time you play a solo game. Like that to us is like, well, where's the skill curve on that? Like you're not, if you win it right away, there's very little reason to like go back and try and improve your strategy and that kind of thing. So now granted, this game has a lot of dice in it, and the dice can absolutely punish you in this game. There's not a ton of dice mitigation in the 20 Strong system, depending on the deck, but that is, but also it's a half an hour game generally speaking. So it's like that's part of the thing. It's that you're not gonna get punished by the dice in your 3.5 hour of playing the game and feel like you just wasted 3.5 hours and just got punished by the dice.
You can tell, though, which decks are probably Salem designed, or at least I had big input on, because those are typically the ones that have the most form of mitigation in other, like Etherfields, you've got the influence cards. Victorum, you've got all of the open info. Just because I am a notoriously bad dice roller. So it's kind of become like my thing at the office.
Get good.
which is why I love the Tenacity system in Elder Scrolls. I love the backup plan in Too Many Bones.
Which of the 3 decks do you personally find the most thematic? And again, I'm keyword being thematic. I would say Nemesis is the most thematic. One of the criticisms of some 20 strong decks is just that like the theme and the mechanics aren't necessarily like super in lockstep. That's just part. I mean, it sort of comes to the territory with like having a core set of components and rules that need to be applied to a bunch of different systems. And the Nemesis one, I mean, like you literally have a unit running around a ship that is revealing room cards. You have enemies attacking you, and you have very limited resources. Like that's a theme in 20 strong is like the limited resources that you have. Your dice are your primary resource. So I would say the Nemesis one is the most thematic to me. Again, I've already said I think Etherfields is my favorite, but anyway.
I mean, yeah, I would be biased, but I actually, yeah, I do think the Nemesis one is probably the most thematic, just because, yeah, the aspect of that co-op really gets under your skin, you know, of not being able to trust each other. The dread of the enemy deck is by far the scariest enemy deck in any 20 strong, in my opinion.
Will the Nemesis deck be balanced for 1, 2, and 3 players? Yes. Will the did I miss? You know, I answered that. Okay. Will the next 20 strong campaign be It from the Pit or Dice? You must pick one.
If I had to pick, Dice.
Yeah, if we had to pick one, it'd definitely be Dice.
Yeah.
Salem did the illustrations for those dice.
It'd be the
cards.
Salem Doodle deck.
Yeah. I already said no errata pack on this campaign right now for the handful of, not a handful, the like 1 or 2 Tanglewoods cards. Would you ever adapt the more recent Nemesis games potentially and remove some of the whatever controversial AI art that? I'm not going to get into that. We have an answer, by the way. If you're curious about the AI art question, we have a very detailed answer in our FAQ on the campaign. Go check that out. But none of these, all of the art assets used in these decks is from the original campaigns for these games, and there is no AI art being used according to our communication with Awakened Realms. So. I mean, again, I don't know. We're going to see. My answer to this is always a really unsatisfying one. But as it relates to any sequel or any continuation of anything in the CTG verse or otherwise, or 20 strong or anything, everything is just always dependent on how things do. You know, like we would make more Burn Cycle if it was selling like gangbusters and flying off the shelf. We would make more anything if it was just like massively successful and people were really, really enjoying it. It's always, I say this all the time, it's always a line between business decision and passion project, and that line is determined more often than not by our sales and our economic stability. If we have a good chunk of like reserve in the bank and we can afford to take a more risky approach to something like a pop-up book or I'm trying to think what are some of the other more outlandish things we've done. Coffee, whatever. We are much more willing to take a swing and a risk on something if other lines and other things are doing really, really well. So that's just always the answer. If this campaign is doing very well right now, I'm very pleased with the results as of right now. You know, I don't know. Maybe we would do another Nemesis game in the future that, again, we would switch up the mechanics and it would probably be like the retaliation stuff where it is more about killing and hunting aliens than it is about like the survival horror elements, but I don't know. Again, we ourselves are interested in constantly switching up the universes and the things that we're working with in the 20 strong universe. Like that makes it more fun to us to go from Nemesis to
more Nemesis.
To Etherfields, to the Tanglewoods universe, to Too Many Bones. Like that's part of the fun for us.
As opposed
switching,
to
as opposed to staying.
Nemesis to more Nemesis. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I misinterpreted
It's
where you were
fine.
going with that.
It's fine. Do you have any? Are the Dice and Tracker and the Nemesis core box the same as the Tanglewoods core box? They are not. They are not aesthetically the same. They are, but they don't have any new mechanics.
So
or anything.
here's the new ones. We don't have the Tanglewoods Tracker out, but the Tanglewoods Tracker is the exact same as this except for it's red instead of blue. And the base Solar Sentinels core box is yellow. So, yeah, here's the newer dice. Here is the Tanglewoods dice. They are the exact same mechanically. They have the same values, the same colors, everything like that. Just a different treatment, and the little pips are a little
slightly different.
different.
Yeah, but almost the same. Again, mechanically, it's all the same.
And same with the dial too. Just the color of the dial holder is different.
Yeah, which also answers the next question, which is, do you have any of the new dice or a mock-up of how they look?
there we go.
So yeah,
Straight
yep. These have the new Nemesis dice have a like frosted, I don't know, space ice cube vibe to them. Okay, what projects are upcoming for this year? I've talked about this on a lot of other streams, but we have Rec, which the name of that could still theoretically change, but it's our expansion campaign for Roth, which will also have a retail edition of Roth. This is our first time ever taking a Chip Theory product and releasing a retail version of it. That is coming, and we have not yet announced what our fall campaign is going to be, our big box crazy fall experience that we try to do almost every year. I have given lots of hints to the direction that is headed, but we have not announced that yet, and I am not going to tell you what that is right now because we have a different campaign right in front of us, which is awesome. So, question on the 4th promo pack. It will be available during the holidays once it releases for $5. That's just always what we do with our promo stuff. We always have a promo window between Black Friday and January 1st where we offer previous promos. We do like to use promos to incentivize people to take the plunge on campaigns and that kind of thing, but we also always try to be the anti-FOMO company. We are not trying to gouge you now with exclusives. We do try to make those available to you in the future. We believe that is the most customer-friendly approach. Question about just adding dice as add-ons. I think we're looking at adding all of the different dice sets as add-ons, though I don't know about the frosted ones. That's the new Nemesis ones. That I have to check. But I think we are looking at making both the Tanglewoods dice and the original Solar Sentinels dice available as an add-on for, I think, like $10 a piece. We don't have those up yet, but I believe that is going to be coming in the next day or two. So I do not have a set of the new alloys right now in front of me. I cannot show those, but stay tuned during the campaign and we can show those off. Some questions about potentially Botsy deck, Betrayal of the Second Era deck, and doing like delve tiles similar to this. That could be cool.
I can, because like the first part of it just says, I know you said, so can I scroll up real quick? I just want to read.
Fine.
So it says, I know you said a test 20 strong is tough. Because I believe like in the past we've just sort of said like, oh my gosh, I will just say this. I don't think we will ever not do a 20 strong because it seems like it would be tough to do. Oh, is that regarding the dice?
Oh. Okay.
We're getting someone's editing our question document to send to Gillian.
My information has changed, and I apologize, Heather. Heather's freaking out. She's going to murder me when I get out of this stream. Apparently, we did not, because we're trying to deliver this campaign so quickly, and we tried to make the design or the choice to add additional dice packs too late in the process. We are not going to be offering the additional dice packs. I'm sorry. I need to correct the record. The last I heard was that we would be offering them. But that is my bad. I was wrong. Heather, I'm sorry.
It's okay
Please.
to be wrong. That's the quote of this stream.
That's true.
It's okay to be wrong, specifically in regards to Gillian.
We're learning that I am the one that needs to hear that the most. So,
but to go back to that one, Botsy, Betrayal of the Second Era, Elder Scrolls. We'll never not do a deck because it's like, oh gosh, this would be hard to adapt. If we're passionate about it, if we're excited to try it. I mean, Tainted Grail is a good example. We really wanted to do a Tainted Grail deck, even though we didn't know beforehand. It didn't come to us right away. But we sat with it, we experimented, we tried, and then we found something we're really proud of. Mm-hmm. So whether the Elder Scrolls takes a similar approach where we just focus in, like as this person mentioned, a delve, if we focus in on that aspect, or we try and just really push the limits to how much can we capture in a 20-strong thing? How epic can we make a single 20-strong deck feel? Mm-hmm. Can we incorporate everything? Or even too, I don't know, do we take a Tanglewoods approach and we don't do just one deck, you know? There's a lot of different questions. I'll just say, if we were to ever not do a deck, it won't be because we couldn't figure it out. You know, like if
We'll
if we're
always figure it out.
yeah, if we're excited
We're
by
geniuses.
something, we'll do it. We'll
Salem's a genius. I'm
Oh,
wrong. I'm just always wrong. But that's okay.
that's okay. It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, same thing. We're not going to sell additional trackers. If you want you can buy the metal alloy tracker, which is really slick and really cool. But we will not be selling additional like plastic chip and magnet trackers on this campaign. So, well, other campaigns this year be longer. I bank on stretch pay, so unfortunately I have to skip this one. Yeah. So again. If you were not aware, this campaign was supposed to run last year. That's why it's so far ahead. That's why it's going to deliver with such a quick turn time. That's why we're going to send it to print the second the last stretch goal is unlocked, hopefully. All of that is because this campaign was supposed to run last year, and we ended up not being able to. Well, we could have ran it last year. When all of the tariff stuff hit, we basically needed, and then there were some rulebook configuration issues with the Tanglewoods decks because we found out we were doing them as booklets, or no, sorry, we were doing them as foldouts, and there were too many folds, and they literally like couldn't be folded anymore because paper apparently has limits. I don't know. We don't usually use paper, so I'm not used to that. And so those decks got delayed right around the same time that the tariffs were hitting, which also just made us push pause on like everything while we tried to wrap our brains around what we were even doing from like a tariff perspective and a stock perspective and a shipping perspective and all of that stuff. So this campaign was supposed to run now instead because all of that stuff has like largely been at least sorted out, right? And for that reason, we are trying. Now, the official delivery date on this campaign is September 30th. We are trying to have everything fulfilled by September 30th. But we are really, really, really trying and expect to be able to actually deliver this like in the August timeframe. We're trying to release this at Gen Con.
No promises.
No promises. Absolutely no promises. And, you know, stuff always happens, so stuff always happens. But we're trying really, really hard to get this here for Gen Con and release it then. And so for that reason, we have to close the Pledge Manager really, really quick. And this is like a 2-month turnaround on the Pledge Manager, and then we're off to the races. So other games, Rec, whatever our fall campaign is going to be, yes, you will have much, much, much more time on stretch pay because there's going to be a lot more lag time between the campaign and delivery. That's really the only reason. We generally like to leave stretch pay open as long as we can. Stretch pay is a massive benefit. I assume if their end game ever ends, my brass stretch pay starts today. I would not be backing that brass Pittsburgh campaign if it were not for stretch pay. So we love it. We generally try to use it to whatever extent that we can. So, somebody's saying it's a shame that this pledge is only in the U.S. It's definitely not only in the U.S. It is only in English.
Yeah, that
for
might
this
be
campaign.
where the
Yeah, that might be. Either the comment is lost in translation or something reading the page got lost in translation. These are available worldwide with a couple of regional exceptions. But yeah, English only on the campaign. And again, I promise you, and anybody who's backed any of our like campaigns, you know, like if you've backed the original Elder Scrolls campaign in a language edition, you understand where we're at with this. There's just too long of a lag time between when we are able to get partners the English files and for them to be able to release their language editions. And again, that's not a shot at any of our language partners. It's honestly, if anything, it's a shot at us because it takes us a while to get those files off to partners. And then we deliver the English version and we're ready to move on to the next thing. And those campaigns just hang on forever. I'm still putting out updates for the original Elder Scrolls game for language editions. Same with Roth, same with Hoplomachus Victorum Pandora's Box. And that's not a good backer experience. It's just not a good backer experience. And it also just requires us to like have, like I have to put out 8 crowdfunding updates a month, which is just like, it's become unmanageable for us. And we don't feel like it allows us to hold up our standard of communication and updates and so on and so forth. So that's the reason that we've moved away from language editions on campaigns, because ultimately it ends up really, really frustrating backers and it's a bad experience. And then we feel bad and we're stressed out about it, and it's just not good for anybody. So it's not anything more complicated than that. That is why we have moved away from language editions, and we're going to let our language partners run their own campaigns if they want to, and then they can level set expectations for their backers more realistically, and then they can communicate to you directly in the language that you speak, your first language, so that there's not misinterpretations and confusion and all that sort of thing. So why don't you ship to Brazil, the Middle East, Ukraine, Russia, wherever, the handful of regions that we don't ship to? It's either too expensive or it's too unreliable. I'm forgetting the exact dollar amount, but we had one Cloudspire pledge to the Middle East that I believe cost us, it was in the thousands of dollars to ship it.
3 times the amount of the pledge.
Yeah, it was 3 times the amount of the cost of the pledge. That's what it cost us to ship it into the Middle East, and so we had to make the decision to just stop. It's not sustainable, and we lose a lot of money on it, and so that's really the reason. Shipping into Brazil as an import is exceptionally expensive, and we don't feel good about charging you that money because it just looks like we're gouging you. We also don't feel comfortable subsidizing it because it's too expensive. So if there's any region we don't ship into, it's either because we don't trust that things are going to get there reliably, or it's just frankly just too expensive to do consistently and regularly. So that's the answer to that question. Have there been any issues on the 20 Stronghold with the inner tray shelf coming apart? Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge.
I have not had that issue.
What was that?
I have not had that issue, and I've used that
Yeah.
solution.
Yeah. My kids use 20 Strongholds actually for all their Pokemon cards, and they haven't had any issues with theirs either. So yeah, not to my knowledge. Are all 3 of these decks presented in foil style, or some of them the gloss like you did on Cloudspire? I actually have some final. Again, these are foil samples. Again, you may see some stretch goals in here. These are foil samples of the final foil treatments that we're going to be doing on these cards. They are all foiled. And these, here's a couple Nemesis card foil.
Yeah, these are just the foils. It's not like, see, like they're not even double-sided. So these are not meant to be like, oh yeah, here's the print sheet for the cards or anything. This is just meant to be like, hey, how's this foil look?
These ones are actually double-sided, but yeah.
Oh, these ones are double-sided.
Yeah,
well,
right.
it's okay to be wrong.
That's right. You're right about that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not totally sure how well that's coming across on camera. I think these are some of the most beautiful 20 Strong cards we've done, though. I think these subtle foil treatments on the bottom corners of all these cards just look so sharp. It's really great. So yes, foil on these. Again, we're always just trying to do some sort of cool special treatment. We felt like the spot gloss UV varnish or whatever it's called, spot varnish UV coating, something.
What are you talking?
That's the glossy.
Oh, for Cloudspire?
Yeah, it's the technical name for the glossy treatment on the Cloudspire. We just felt like that looked better on those cards with the bright blue backgrounds and the whites and everything. Foil wasn't really just coming through all that well, so we went with that spot varnish finish, which we think looks.
Oh, it looks great.
It looks really great.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally speaking, we try to do foil on these cards. But we choose a fancy treatment based on what looks best on the cards themselves. So.
So the next one is kind of related. Silly question. Do the stretch goals, like for example the foiling, automatically get applied to every Awakened Realms deck? Yes. So if you're new to Chip Theory campaigns, all of our stretch goals become permanent additions for all versions of its corresponding product. So if you get it now during the campaign, you get it. If the stretch goal was unlocked after you pledged, that's fine. You get it. Mm-hmm. If you don't pledge in this campaign and you wait to see it on shelves at your local game store, or you buy it from our website, or you get it in a future 20 Strong campaign, it will still have all of those. None of the stretch goals are going to be campaign exclusive. The only thing that is ever campaign exclusive are sometimes like you get a bonus follow reward pack for free, which if you wait in the future, it might cost a couple bucks. Or the bundle pricing. That's it. All of the components and everything, stretch goals, they are permanent additions no matter when you pick up your copy.
Just some questions. Yeah, we are behind on a Betrayal of the Second Era Heroes of Tamriel update. So I have one halfway written. We've had some things come up internally in the last beyond getting ready for this campaign. We've had a few things come up internally in the last 2 weeks that have just taken an inordinate amount of headspace and attention. You don't care about that, and that's fine. I do have an update halfway written. It will be coming this week for sure. Things are going really, really well for this campaign right now, so that I may even manage to get it out this afternoon. I can say everything is well on track. We sent the Guild Vault to print last night, so that's awesome. We got the final approval on the art yesterday from Bethesda, so we were able to send the Guild Vault to print. It is it's moving forward.
We're almost done with the gazetteers on our, like, from a proofing standpoint,
Yep.
almost completely done proofing gazetteers.
It's been a very boring 2 months around here from an Elder Scrolls standpoint.
Just proofing.
Yeah, that doesn't mean unproductive. It's been very productive, but it's just been proofing. And so the update itself, it actually is going to have very few visuals in it because there's not a whole lot of visuals to share. It's just been proofing to the ends of the earth on all the gazetteers. And again, the Guild Vault is off to the presses. So yeah, everything's on track. And I will get an update out soon. I was really proud of myself. We got all the language edition updates out like really, really fast. And then I needed to do the Heroes of Tamriel campaign, and then everything hit the fan, and I didn't get that one out when I wanted to. And that's on me. Fully and completely on myself. I'm going to fix that. Promise. Yeah.
How do universal heroes work in Etherfields? So I assume this is sort of asking in regards to the hero flipping Lucid to our standard to Lucid, Lucid to standard, stuff like that. The rulebook does mention it. It covers it in the universal heroes section. I don't remember it exactly. I want to say it's either one of two things. One, it says if an effect would instruct you to flip your hero, only do so if your hero can be flipped. So that would be like Too Many Bones character, a Tanglewoods character, things like that. It might actually just say ignore that effect. As far as how the universal heroes in Etherfields work in other decks, you are meant to bring over whatever hero you currently have available. So you bring over the standard size, let's say. If that deck allows your character to flip, I can't remember again if Tanglewood says if it can flip, it flips, or it might just say use the universal one. But like if you did bring it into another deck and that deck would allow flipping and your universal hero is allowed to flip, I say you count that. That counts. You flipped your hero to Lucid and you bring it back into the Etherfields campaign. I say that is 100% valid. Again, I might have the rule wrong on Tanglewoods and Universal Heroes, so just always double check the rule book. There's always going to be a section about how Universal Heroes work for that deck. But yeah, so that's the answer for there. It'll be, I think the rule books are on the campaign, right?
Yes, they are.
So
Yep.
if you want a more detailed answer, you can go check it out, and it'll be kind of near the end. I believe it's one of the last things we put in the rulebook.
Mm-hmm. Are there plans for expansion? Yeah, we answered this question already earlier, but I'll just to reiterate. Plans for Nemesis, Retaliation, or Lockdown? No plans at this time. We wouldn't say no to that, like out of hand, but no plans for that right now. Have you ever considered a fan-made deck creation contest? We have not. That could be fun. Maybe we should do it. Does the Alloy Chip Tracker set fit in the 20 Strong Go, the travel box? Yes, it does. If you pledge for the metal dice on GameFound, will I get the promo pack 4 added as a freebie? You will not.
So the pledge levels?
Yeah,
right?
Yep. The Universal Hero Pack 4 is only included with each reward tier, so you need to go in at least at a reward tier to grab that for free. What characters are included in the Nemesis deck, Salem?
Okay, so I believe, without stretch goals, I believe it's the core 6 that are in the base game of Nemesis. You would know this more than I would, but it's the Scientist, Mechanic, Scout, Pilot, Captain, Soldier, I think are the 6. As far as stretch goals, I believe we've already shown off the Convict, which is from one of the expansions.
Convict is unlocked already, for sure.
And then we've got a handful of others. So these, to my knowledge, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, all of the stretch goal characters are expansion characters for base Nemesis. So none of them are lockdown characters or retaliation characters. So I believe that could be, I think we've already kind of shown in one of the promo arts, like, certain different ones. So if you've seen some others that I haven't listed, they might show up as a stretch goal. So I don't know if I necessarily want to relay what those are just yet. But
Yep.
If you are familiar with the base game of Nemesis and have some of those expansions, you probably have a good idea. Also, too, you might have a guess as to what one of them is, given that the promo hero pack has Leica in it, which if you are a Nemesis player and you know who Leica is, you probably know another character that's associated with Leica. So that's probably going to be a stretch goal.
Yeah. I'm about to play Too Many Bones Undertow for the first time. I'm experienced with the base game. Would you say Trover is a good character to start with? I haven't used Trover, so
If you are familiar with the base game and you were just starting with Undertow now, but you've played Too Many Bones, I think Trover is fine to play. Like, I would not, I don't think you would run into that much difficulty playing Trover. If you are brand new to Too Many Bones, just as a whole, Trover is not a good one to start with. I would say
Right,
Trover
yeah.
really changes a lot of how you think about playing Too Many Bones.
Which all of the characters do to some
Yeah,
extent,
they do.
but many do it in a much more significant way, and Trover would be one of those.
Yeah. That said, too, I believe we have a video, How to Play Trover by Liz Davidson, on
Yes, we do.
our YouTube channel. So check
Yes,
that
we do.
out.
Check it out. Since now CTG has some Awakened Realms games in their lineup, any small hints or plans to team up with Awakened Realms on one of their games for their lineup? We haven't had any conversations to that end. I don't know that they really have anything in their lineup that would make a lot of sense for that. But we've had a great time collaborating with them. They've been super enthusiastic. They've been super helpful. They've given great feedback on everything. It's been a really fun like collaboration. So I don't know. Who knows? Nothing in the works, and nothing's even been discussed. But yeah, it's been a really smooth and fun process working with those guys. So we appreciate all of those guys over at Awakened Realms and gals. Again, yeah, this is mostly based on the original Nemesis. Lots of questions to that.
So yeah, no lockdown stuff or retaliation stuff.
Are you planning to put more games on Board Game Arena? Yes, but I would not expect to find any of our mega large games on Board Game Arena, probably ever. Mostly because there's just so many huge asymmetrical elements. I mean, again, you take a look at we've even getting 20 strong on there, where every card like really does something very, very unique, has been its own like adventure, because we run into edge cases of cards interacting sometimes. When you look at something like Too Many Bones, where the characters and the dice and the encounter and everything is like smashing into each other in weird ways, it's just a lot from a programming perspective. So that said, we are looking at putting, I think we've already signed a contract. I think I'd have to look. But I think we already have Tainted Grail 20 strong in motion to go on BGA. It's just not ready yet for this campaign. And anything that makes sense to put on BGA, I don't know, we may look at something like Dragons of Etchenstone potentially. Smaller stuff that's not as intense. We would love to keep partnering with that. I think it's a really good marketing initiative. And again, if you haven't already tried it, go try Tangled Thread, go try Solar Sentinels on BGA right now. They work really well. They are in beta. I should always clarify they're in beta, which means you may encounter a bug or two or something that doesn't quite interact the way it's supposed to. And then you can submit a bug report and help fix it for us. That's great. So, has Gilly played all of the 20 strong decks? He has not. Gilly has played a lot of the 20 strong decks, but I have not played all of them. I already mentioned I have not played Tainted Grail. I have also not played Cloudspire or Tenguo's Rose yet. I don't even have a copy of either of those, I don't believe, right now in my possession. So no, I have not played all of them. Can you play Nemesis solo? Yes, you can play Nemesis solo.
So I was also asking, can you play
two-handed.
Yeah, can you play it two-handed? Yes, I would say so. So the objective cards have a number of different objectives that give you different point values. All of these cards have at least, except for maybe the one that is only for true solo. It's like you play as this one only if you have one player, it goes into the rotation. But for all of the ones that can be played multiplayer, there's always going to be at least one objective that I don't want to say is outright hostile, though sometimes it is. It is at the very least a more selfish objective. By no means is there a card in this game that is, it's all selfish objectives. So there's no traditional you are the traitor card, which kind of makes it so that like really anyone could be the traitor in the sense of they'll betray you to cover their backs. So if you're playing it two-handed, obviously, I would probably say your goal should be you both get out and both hit the needed point value.
Sure.
And then that way,
Yeah.
Because like if it's just like, oh, at least one of them gets out, then you could essentially just have one of your characters you're playing as screw over the other, and you let that character screw you over so that they can get those points,
Yep.
But yeah, you're outside of maybe like the highest of highest difficulties. I don't think you're ever required to do the objective that would screw somebody else over to get the point threshold. I think there's always enough wiggle room there that you can try and do so. So I'd say, yeah, you can. You might just have to, commit to some of your own, like, all right, I'm going to do these. Like, I have to get them both out to consider it a victory or so. But yes, it plays completely true solo as just a single character. You are not required to pick two characters and two-hand it.
Yeah. Will there be more 20 Strong Tanglewood sets from Manny? They are so fantastic. Probably not. Probably not more 20 Strong decks set in the Tanglewoods universe. Again, we're not working on anything right now, so this is not an announcement of any kind, but we have said repeatedly in the future, if we don't eventually go and reuse a lot of that Tanglewoods art in some capacity in like a bigger board game, we feel like that is a little bit of a waste because there's so much of it, and we think that universe is so cool. We're really big fans of Manny and what he created in that, in terms of world building and all of that stuff. But again, I've said many times in the stream already, one of the things we love about 20 Strong is jumping around to unique universes, and there are 4 decks already just in that one universe, like obviously way more than anything else. And so
with the Baba Yaga included too.
Yeah,
so.
Baba Yaga makes it 5 kind of, and so yeah, probably not. I think we're good with 20 Strong Tanglewoods. You may see us do a medium, somewhere between a medium and a big box Tanglewoods experience at some point in the future that is outside of 20 Strong. We'll see. Have you? The answer to this might surprise you. Have you ever toyed with making a 20 Strong deck themed around running chip theory games? Designing a game, crowdfunding, etc. Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say anything more than that. We're not working on it right now, but Josh Carlson and myself have had an idea for that. Not necessarily like 20 Strong or otherwise. We've had an idea for that for a long time that we've really wanted to do. The tricky thing is there's a couple of different games now that have already done something similar. The Game Makers, which I think hasn't delivered yet, but was on crowdfunding from Bezier Games. And there was another one that I'm blanking on. We feel like a couple people kind of beat us to the punch on the theme, and so we became a little bit less enthusiastic about really, really chasing it. But we would love to do something in that vein at some point. And to be clear, the hope was to make it as absolutely self-deprecating as possible, and like really make fun of ourselves because we've made plenty of mistakes and there's plenty of funny things that come up throughout game development. We really wanted to lean into that side of it, but yeah, anyway. Are the storage deck boxes made by GameGenix? They look very similar. They are very similar. They are not made by GameGenix though, or GameGenic, I think is the, they are, we just worked with Gameland to help create them. So it's possible that they are made in a similar style or factory even as GameGenic stuff, but they are not, to our knowledge anyway, they're not the exact same thing. So any update on next project from Joe Clipful, the creator of Dragons of Etchinstone, if there is one? So we were looking at a different game from Joe, and I think he had it actually, kudos to him, actually had it signed by a different company while we were kind of sitting around considering it. So Right now, though, we would love to work with Joe again in the future, and we love Dragons of Etchinstone, and we're really still excited to officially release that with good, quality cards that we're really confident in, which is going to be coming. I think the official release date we're setting is actually going to be at Gen Con also, because we're just waiting for basically a reprint of the cards that we know beyond a shadow of a doubt are going to hold up. Much more, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go read updates in the Dragons of Etchinstone campaign. But right now, we don't have anything else signed from Joe. We would be very open to it in the future. And Joe, if you're watching, keep submitting your stuff because we love Joe and we love those micro games that he makes. I don't understand that question, so I'm not going to read it.
I think so. It says
play mats.
Yeah, do you say playmates? It does say playmates.
Yep. I don't know if that's a typo on our end or the
but any
original
plans
question,
to release themed playmats? I assume for individual 20 strong decks. I don't think so. Again, as we like the fact that it's affordable. We like the fact that it's like a game cartridge thing. You just get to swap in and out. And every playmat would have to be different.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real thing is they would have, if we wanted to have it have like the recommended layout locations, every deck would have to have one. And if we start making one for one, people would be like, but what about this one? And I just also don't think like an individual one would sell enough to justify it. And we certainly wouldn't, I don't think we'd be able to sell one for each. We're not really interested in that. So.
Yep. Hello, are these the actual components, the foiled cards and the frosted dice? So these frosted dice, yes, are the actual components. These cards that you see out here on the table in front of us, these are prototype. These are not PVC cards that you'll see in play from Ryan in a little bit.
No foil treatment going on here.
These right here are samples, foil samples that are akin to what the final cards will look like.
Ooh, so shiny.
But yeah, we don't have final production samples yet. And again, a main reason for that is we're waiting to see which stretch goals get unlocked so that we can throw it all together and show you the actual final thing when it is ready. Any plans for a 1 versus 1 style of 20 strong? Again, Manny has pitched one to us, and it's pretty cool. We have not actively green-lit it internally.
And I think we're pretty sure of like anything that sort of like how Nemesis has a very, we really made sure it has a robust solo experience.
Mm-hmm.
For 20 strong as a brand called 20 strong. Anything we make that might introduce things like competitive 1v1 or things like that, it's also just got to make sure it's good solo.
Yep, and Manny's pitch to us did include a couple of additional components. It was at least 2 dials for everybody, and I think there was a couple extra dice as well or something along those lines. So again, if we ever went down that route, that would be 20 strong duels. And if we went with a cooperative series, again, 20 strong together or whatever the heck it was. As it relates to this iteration of 20 strong, this will remain solo in its entirety. Will the language editions of the new decks be shipped at the same time? Definitely not. Again, one of the reasons we're not doing language editions on this campaign is because there is a long lag time between English and other language editions. It just takes some time for folks to translate, and so those again that will be up to the individual partners that are translating these games. Everybody seems to be having great success with 20 strong. So again, if it exists in a current language, you can pretty much expect that these decks are going to come to that language as well. But I do not want to even guesstimate what the timelines on that stuff is because that's where we've gotten in trouble before. We're just going to let the language edition partners give you that info directly because they know way better than I do. So I'll leave it at that. How big is your design team these days? Is there a dedicated 20 strong team or is it more a side project while working on bigger projects?
So as far as like full, because like Josh Carlson still is probably, would be like he is the CEO, but also a lead designer. And though he definitely allocates responsibility for a lot of projects and other members of the design and dev team do things, but he's still the lead designer, so I would include him. And then as far as those of us in the design development office, so Ryan Howard is the development lead, and then there is myself and Liz. Johnson McFarlane, I apologize if I got that one of those mixed up, are in that office. We do also sometimes utilize the development help of Andrew Santoro. I know he was big in like Trover, so even though he's our main social media kind of guy, he definitely dabbles. He's also in that office with us. Carter Barton is also in that office with us. So we all get to just hang out, have a good old fun time. Though as far as those actually on the dev team, it's Ryan, Liz, and myself. And then do you still help out with design from time to time? I know you used to.
I have basically the ability to speak into it, and I give a lot of feedback. I'm usually generally more involved at like the high level idea stage at this point. Like when Josh Carlson is ideating on a thing, he will bounce a lot of things off me, and I will give feedback. Sometimes that feedback changes things. A lot of times it doesn't. So but yeah, as the marketing needs of the company have grown astronomically, and as we've had up and coming developers and designers really show impressive chops throughout the process. I think I still could do a great job developing and designing, but there's other people that can do it just as good and often better than I can at this point. So I've leaned more into the marketing side of the company because that's what the company has needed. So yeah, we have an interesting setup. Again, we have 2 full-time developers in Salem and Ryan, Ryan's title is Beyond Developer, and then we have folks like Manny that suggests things to us on the Neon Night side of the company. Josh Carlson, JC, is the lead designer and does a lot of the big things. But then we're also now, again, with Dragons of Etchenstone and Roth, we're now taking a lot more external design pitches as well than we used to. And again, that is primarily to fill gaps between our big, expensive, risky projects. So it's kind of like a 3-tier approach where we've got like JC working on like a big, like maybe crazy, unique, new idea. We've got developers in the middle that are working on cool ideas that are very innovative and cool for existing systems a lot of times. So like these 20 strong decks fully and completely came out of the dev office, not from JC's brain. I want to give y'all props where it's due for sure. And then again, we also have the external designs that are helping supplement so that we can so that the big projects aren't as risky, basically, is how that all works. So
yeah, so to answer that question more specifically, because it did say, is there a 20-strong team? Answer to that is no, we don't have a dedicated, this is the 20-strong team. But as you mentioned, 20-strong now kind of more often exists as a product of the dev office and less from JC. Because he did the initial 20-strong system and the Solar Sentinels deck. And he has been involved in the input process since then, but he has not taken... He is not committed to any role in the design or development of those decks. So in that context, the 20-strong team could sort of be viewed as the dev department. But again, if Josh ever has something, I know he's got a few that he's working on conceptually at the moment. Obviously, he'd be able to come in there and pitch or not pitch those, do those. And then also too, the rest of us in that, it's not like that 20-strong is the only thing we work on. We work on everything. So.
Yep. All right. This is man. We've already been streaming for 2 hours. Can you believe that? It seems like only yesterday that we began this stream, but it's actually been 2 hours.
What?
Think about it.
No.
But I'm gonna try. Okay.
Oh, we're almost done.
We are actually almost to the end of the question. So I was like, I think we might have a lot more left, but we don't. Will these campaign exclusives, the hero packs, be available with language versions when you buy them from the language partners? We always offer everything to the language partners. It is, at the end of the day, always, this goes for literally anything, it is always up to the language partners what they want to offer and what they feel they can successfully do, and so on and so forth, and how they want to configure the SKUs and all that kind of thing. But I don't see any reason they wouldn't want to offer those packs. They're pretty light work in terms of translation, so I would expect they will be offered. I cannot promise it because it's up to them, not up to us. But yes, we expect that they will likely offer them. So, a note from the production team. The One Stop Co-op Shop review of Nemesis has been added to our page. So you can check out Mike Kelly's impressions of Nemesis, and he very much enjoyed Nemesis. So if you resonate with Mike Kelly's opinions on board games, that might be a good video for you to check out if you are on the fence about 20 Strong Nemesis. Do you have physical examples of the storage add-ons that you can show off? Not in front of me, but we definitely do. Maybe we'll do a video about that. I don't actually, we're just talking about like, what's the campaign schedule for this campaign, or the update schedule for this campaign? Because there's not, like, we've kind of shown our entire hand already for the most part. So maybe we'll do just a video showing off those storage options for you so you can see them physically in the
Oh,
flesh.
Carter wants to tell.
People can go to our website.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but show them off. And
Yeah,
open them
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A little bit more.
yeah, definitely. They're available to purchase on our website right now, and like there's lots of photography, but we can show them off in a video because they are really, really slick. And one thing that's not super clear on the campaign that we're working to clarify, this is like the day 2 update kind of stuff that we always are doing on campaigns, is that if you buy a 20 Stronghold, that's the big old beast that holds a bunch of decks, it comes with a 20 Strong Go like travel box that you can also purchase separately if you want. But that is included in the 20 Stronghold. It's a great deal. It works really, really well for like large storage. It also works great for like TCG storage. Again, I mentioned my kids use it for Pokemon. They don't use it for 20 Strong. And they're really nice. They're really nice. They're really slick. So, yeah. Will Cloudspire see release in stores, or will it remain a CTG exclusive? I assume this is saying 20 Strong Cloudspire, because Cloudspire Big Box is already available in distribution. That doesn't mean everybody's carrying it, but everybody has access to it. I believe the plan is that deck has had a weird release timeline because we were waiting for Cloudspire Harbinger to be fully fulfilled before we released the deck. So the deck actually was only technically released on April Fool's Day, on April 1st, alongside Trover, the new Gearlock for Too Many Bones. But yeah, there are no plans to keep that like a CTG exclusive. If folks want to carry that in retail, we are more than happy to sell that to them. It just hasn't technically been out until about a week and a half ago. So that's the answer on that. No plans to sell the upgraded barracks for Cloudspire. And again, as I said, as we said many times on that campaign, anything Cloudspire related, especially the more fringe things like minis, cloud storage, etc., we're not guaranteeing availability on any of that in general. I think we will probably offer the cloud storage again during the holidays as a pre-order, but I also believe that will likely be the last time it's ever ordered. Again, just has everything to do with the economics of offering that stuff and how well it sells and all those types of things. So we don't want to make it super exclusive and hard to get, but sometimes economically speaking, we just have to because of sales and manufacturing costs and that kind of thing. I need another Coke Zero. Somebody go get me another Coke Zero. Santoro, go get me another Coke Zero.
Go ask Ryan to get it so that
I need
he
an
brings
intern.
back a Dr. Pepper.
I need an intern to bring me soda on request. So my throat is getting parched.
Well, let me speak.
Fine. Salem.
Okay. Have you ever considered video game universes or designers to create 20 Strong themed decks? Absolutely. Obviously, nothing confirmed. Nothing even just in, like, just there's, But
Yeah.
as far as consideration,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And, even, I would say even to the point where we're like, oh, okay, we should start looking into how to make some of these possibly a reality,
Yeah.
Because I will say there's another deck I've been working on that is currently themed off of a video game
You're my
that we
hero.
do not have the license for
You're my
yet.
hero.
So, but it's one of those where I'm like, if we can't get the license, it'll probably show up in some other capacity.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really good.
We've also sorry, not to cut you off because you can elaborate more. I just want to also throw in there we are on record saying we really want to do a Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second
Yes.
Era 20 Strong deck. We don't have one yet. We're not doing one right now. There's not even one in development. But I just that's the easiest answer to that question is that we openly state we want to do one and we hope to get there. Anyway.
But yeah, so there is one that, as I mentioned, it is currently themed off of something, and I think the theme informs it in a really fun, cool way, and we would love to do it, but again, we don't have the rights for it. and so I'm not even going to like hint at what it is or anything like that, because we would want to be just as excited as if it got rethemed into something else. So, but yes, absolutely, 100% interested.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And again, I've already said my dream deck is some Nintendo properties.
Yeah. And my dream deck would be a Pathologic deck, which is
Nobody
also
knows-
not going to
Nobody
happen.
knows what that is, Salem.
Yeah, but I do, and I love it.
May I ask?
I know, but I love it.
Oh, are you bringing? What are you?
Do we have more?
What's happening back there?
Set them on the card.
Oh.
Oh, Joshua.
Off the 0 man.
Oh, this is for me now. What?
Oh, you gave him one that had a weird. Oh, we're gonna roll this.
Ooh,
Josh
we've
Carlson has entered the room.
We've got our flight attendant
wow.
full service here.
I'll have a ginger ale.
You had a Coke Zero.
I know, but now I want a ginger ale. Somebody was asking about the storage solutions. So what's best? Is showing this on the overhead camera better?
I mean, yeah, we can do it over at camera.
Can you get on the overhead camera? No. Can you just lay on the table?
Yeah, just put everything.
Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome. Center, you wanna
Here we go. So, wow, look at this.
Very, very close.
So this is the 3-deck storage. We call it, now here's the thing. It can hold 4 decks, okay? We should probably call it 4-deck storage, but it was released, or like it was a part of the Tanglewoods campaign, which had 3 Tanglewoods decks and the Baba Yaga campaign expansion for those 3 decks, the original white, gold, and red. And so we
Also,
called it,
We'll
sorry.
hold 2 commander decks and a bunch of D20s.
Yep,
or
yeah.
4 one-piece decks. And all
Nobody
your
plays
drawing
One Piece because
cards.
nobody can acquire any product.
I mean,
so,
that's true.
Yeah, so that's the 3-deck. We call it 3-deck because you can hold your 3 decks of Tanglewoods and Baba Yaga in it. But it can hold 4 decks.
Oh, there's
dang.
the stronghold.
Yep.
Are these?
It's not supposed to. No.
Oh,
It's not
Yeah,
supposed to.
yeah, it's not supposed to. It's just. So this is the lid underneath it that would normally be.
Oh, on top of it.
top
That's
it,
why
yeah.
it's not. Yep.
But then, as you can see, so this is an older prototype one that I'm going to get out of there before we
Oh, there's
confuse
dice in here. All right, I don't want to take that one out.
Yeah.
There's stuff in there.
But the 20 Stronghold is like so. This cover is a magnetic. It is removable. It does fold up into a comically large dice tray that I'll show in a little bit.
But these also work as dice trays.
Yeah, these also work as little mini dice trays. It comes with the 20 Strong Go, which is right here. Again, I'm not sure what's being shown on
And
camera.
that's
but
our adaptation of the classic old board game Go, right?
yes.
It's the
This
Go
is-
20 strong
Don't,
deck.
we're confusing people. This is the 20 Strong Go, though. This is the single deck. This is the single deck storage solution that again comes included inside of the 20 Stronghold. So this is like to take one deck on the go. It's got room for your dice, your dial, and then a single 20 strong deck of any size. The slimmer like Solar Sentinels or even the larger Tanglewoods stuff.
I believe this is the dice tray from the 3-pack.
Oh yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yeah. We failed to show that. So the lid of the 3-deck storage comes off and then folds into a reasonable sized dice tray, not a comically large one like so. That's pretty slick. And then I'm going to lift the giant. Let's lift that.
Let's leave that for a sec.
Oh, leave it for a sec. Hold on.
I actually don't know the answer to this.
What's going on?
I'm trying to figure this out.
Oh, this has got the. I think this has got the metal dial in it. I should show that.
Yeah, this would fit technically if you really wanted it to. Not really.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
won't.
We tried. We tried to make that work and it did not. So,
All right.
thanks for wasting our time.
So here is the comically large dice tray.
Yeah. So this. This is the lid of the 20 Stronghold, and I'm gonna fold it up back here because it's so.
I feel like we could use this dice tray to make like a strike kind
So-
of
yeah,
game where you're
right,
just
I know,
chucking
yeah.
dice at other dice.
So it does work as a dice tray. It's hilarious, but it does work as a dice tray. We were like, well, we can add this functionality, so we might as well, you know. But it is, as you can see, pretty. It's large, you know. It's large. So, yep. I do actually have here. So I don't have the metal chip tracker in here, but I do have the metal well, I have the tracker. I don't have the chip. But this is a metal promo chip for Too Many Bones that you can see how the metal.
I like how
tracker
despite how big this is, we still missed a die.
Yeah. There you go. Very kind of Lord Joshua Carlson to
And then this
bless us
just
with
folds
his...
up over the top, like so.
Yeah, you're missing it slightly.
It's slightly misaligned.
Yeah, what's going on there? I don't
Did I
know.
do it wrong?
This might also be a prototype one that wasn't the final product. But anyway, there you go. Oh.
All right, so there we go. We got to show that off. May I ask how much bigger or smaller the Nemesis deck is compared to Solar Sentinels? As far as how many cards go, I believe Solar Sentinels is on the lower end.
Solar Sentinels is the smallest of all of them. Yep.
So
card
whereas
quantity
this
standpoint.
one I do think pushes the absolute limit. It's close to the 85 max.
Again, so when we answer that question, we are answering that question for the fully stretched deck. And we have a limit
Yes.
of cards for 20 strong of, I think it's 85. It's 83 or 85.
Yeah, we don't always like make sure to hit it. We always just make sure like we want the deck to be good. We want things to make sense and be symmetrical. Like so, if, for example, like Tainted Grail has 4 enemy decks. We aren't interested in just like for the sake of adding more cards going to make it, and so now all of a sudden 2 decks have 10 and 2 decks have 9 just because, well, we had room for, So when we say like 85 or 83, whatever the number is, that is our upper limit, but we are always interested in being like, we want the number of cards to be the number of cards that feels right for the deck. And so yes, in that context, it is bigger than Solar Sentinels. In the context of gameplay space.
You're wheeling it away now?
Nope.
What are you doing?
What do we do? Oh, do we close?
What?
I knew we closed.
Driving me crazy.
I'm sorry.
What did we do?
Oh, that goes sideways.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. It's okay.
When you
to
dropped
be
it on the
wrong.
table, it was face up. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
That's fine.
As far as
I haven't been sleeping well.
how much space
Thanks, Josh.
Nemesis takes up, way more space than Solar Sentinels. I've seen some people play Solar Sentinels on a plane. I think that's to this day the only 20 strong deck you could probably play on a plane. So this takes up a lot more space in that regard. It's longer than Solar Sentinels, and it's got more rules to it. So I'd say in pretty much every aspect, it's a bigger game than 20 strong in those things. Of course, I never want to say like that means it's a better game or a more interesting game than Solar Sentinels. There is so much interesting dynamics that make Solar Sentinels interesting, and its simplicity helps in that regard. Whereas with Nemesis, we were like, we really want to try and capture what makes Nemesis interesting, and simple is not what makes Nemesis interesting.
I would also just continue to say Solar Sentinels remains the best, like the best deck to learn the basics of 20 strong with. Like it is the most, not in a bad way, but it is the most like vanilla of all of the decks in terms of its mechanics. So, are you guys open to getting ideas or custom decks pitched? I think we have plenty of ideas internally that I don't know that we'd be like super open. That said, if you wanted to try taking a shot at making a deck and filming a video and we found it compelling, oftentimes people always ask, are you taking pitches? Are you interested in pitches? And generally speaking, the answer is like not really, but that also doesn't mean we're not open to it. Most of the best stuff, even Roth, we didn't ask Manny to bring in a game. Manny just was like coming in to talk Tanglewood stuff, and he was like, hey, I want to show you guys something. You got a minute? And we were like, sure. And then we sat down and played Roth, and we really loved it. And we were like, this scratches a lot of CTG itches in terms of asymmetry and strategy, but it works really well at a medium weight. And we had wanted, theoretically, already in our head, a medium weight box in our catalog that still did chip theory type things. And we were like, this is perfect. That's perfect. We love it. We're gonna publish it. Similar thing, we went to Gamma this year, and we haven't signed this game that I'm referencing, but we weren't going to Gamma to take any pitches. We weren't really interested in signing anything at Gamma, but we were walking past something, and it caught our eye, and we were like, what is that? And then we listened, and it was great, and now we are possibly going to make an offer to publish the game that we ran into at Gamma. So, I don't know. That's a really non-answer, probably, for you, but that's just kind of how it works. We have plenty of ideas. We have plenty of things in our pipeline, so we're not actively seeking out things. But on occasion, something just like gets put in front of us, and it really intrigues us or interests us, and that's right. Dragons of Etchinstone, similar story. again, my brother had bought a copy off of Game Crafter, and I was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "Oh, it's got a cult following. It's a solo in-hand game, high fantasy theme." And I was like, "Oh, well, that sounds like it's in our wheelhouse. Why are we not looking at that?" Anyway, did BGA Board Game Arena reach out to you guys, or did you reach out to them? We reached out to them, though they have reached out to us about other stuff in the past. But again, nothing has really made sense from a scope perspective.
Deep cut with this one. Yeah. What about a large playmat that can hold 20 strong core game like Triplock?
Oh, gosh.
So for those who are not familiar with Triplock's an abstract lock-picking puzzle game.
That we no longer sell. Yep.
And its mat is like very small. It's like, just around this big or so. And that's where the lock is, and you're manipulating it and things like that. We did a playmat for it that is about the size as like the big Too Many
Your
Bones
house.
playmat. It comes in a big tube and it's rolled up, and then there is a cutout for where you put the Triplock mat in the middle. And it is very funny because it's just like, oh wow, this like quadruples or quintuples the size of Triplock.
It feels very fancy though.
It does feel very fancy, and it looks cool. So like I see why we did it. To answer the question, I mean, no, again, just because one, playmats are just so hard to do for 20 strong, because like the question says like, well, what about for the core game? What's the core game? Is that Solar Sentinels? Is that Red? Is that Nemesis? Is that whatever deck we do as a core set in the future? And like, especially because the core set Solar Sentinels is not something we are actively selling anymore, at least because it's out of stock. I don't know if we plan on restocking it or something.
Yeah, probably not, because we're kind of like, again, trying to, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Every time we release a new trilogy of decks, we release a new core set, and the idea is basically to have like 2 of them in print at any given time and phase out the one that's like back here. That's what I'm trying to say.
So yeah, it's just like, and again, so what does that look like? It's so drastically different. I honestly think if you're interested in a big playmat to play 20 strong in, I would purchase one of our other big playmats that we already sell. I believe almost all of them, except for maybe the Cloudspire one. I'm not even sure if we still sell the Cloudspire one. We do.
Believe,
okay.
yeah.
The back sides of them are meant to be generic. You can play any game on it. So like the back of the Elder Scrolls one, I believe, is just black, like with the little trim around it. Maybe the Ouroboros in the center. Yes, Ouroboros in the center, but no place things here kind of instruction. Too Many Bones one, I believe, has like a lovely, cool forest spread. The Burn Cycle one, which I don't think is available anymore though, but has like a cool gray metallic concrete finish. That'd be my recommendation. Just because like every deck has different needs. So how in the world like can we make that decision as to what? And
Also, if you buy the 20 Stronghold, you can use the lid cover.
Oh yeah, the comically large dice tray we showed off. That could be your playmat.
Flatten it.
I do think some decks probably still wouldn't fit on that, but yeah.
I'm just going to real quick announce, so if you are planning on entering the contest, the drawing to win a pledge, now is the time to do so.
We're closing it soon.
We're closing it in the next couple of minutes. We're going to finish these questions, and right now there's only like 3 left. So you have until we finish these last 3 questions, unless more compelling questions are asked, to go ahead and get entered to win some stuff. We are coming up on the 300K mark also in funding, which I think before I came on stream, I don't know if anybody else has published more stretch goals since we got on stream.
I made sure.
Okay. But again, once we cross that 300K mark, I believe the intervals and the how fast we unlock stuff is going to start closing and getting easier to unlock things, because again we have that sort of certain key critical mass threshold of funding where then we can start to afford to add a lot more stuff. It's looking great. Again, I just want to thank everyone. I want to thank all of you for backing this campaign and having interest in what we're doing here. Couldn't be more thankful for all of you coming out to support our little game, our little tiny game, 20 Strong, that is turning into a fairly big, successful thing for us that really fills me with joy. So So we're going to hit these last few questions, then I believe Ryan Howard will be coming on to show some solo Nemesis play. So stay tuned for that right after we're done with these questions. But when is 20 Strong Dragon Eclipse? Will there be any dragon themes for future games? We have not talked to them about Dragon Eclipse. I know people really like Dragon Eclipse. I think I have a copy of that actually on the way. I'm excited to give that a whirl, but nothing planned for that right now. Any chance of a kaiju-themed 20 strong deck?
Always.
Always?
No, not always. But I will just say I'm a big fan of kaijus. I'm a big fan of Godzilla and all of the Godzilla knockoffs. So nothing has been conceptualized even remotely. Like, we've got a lot of ideas floating around. This one hasn't gotten any more than just, we actually have asked ourselves that same question. So in that context, I'd say, yeah, possibly. But nothing is in the pipeline, even as a loose concept. We just, there's some big Godzilla and kaiju fans here, so.
We have Godzilla pinball in the office actually,
have
which is a really dang cool
good.
pinball table. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we sort of just already answered this question. Will the Solar Sentinels core box and bundle be available to order again? Most likely not. Most likely not. Again, we kind of phase out the core boxes as we print new ones because the new hotness is always the new hotness. Again, that is strictly speaking, though, just to the core set. Solar Sentinels, the deck itself, is still very much in print and very much available and will always be available as long as it is selling remotely competently. So, yep. And then the question, Triplock preprint? No, we will not be reprinting Triplock ever. We're not even, I think we might still, I think in various warehouses around the world, I'm not even sure if we have it here. I think I told somebody they should contact me and we could get them a copy of Triplock because I thought we had a bunch of them in our warehouse still. We're just not selling it anymore. And I believe that turned out to be very incorrect. So I'm going to just say probably eBay is your best place to get a copy of Triplock.
Until we do a Triplock 20 strong deck. And then that will just be the new definitive way to play Triplock.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
I actually did do a chicken scratch kind of whip up over the weekend for a Triplock 20 strong deck.
But why? Stop.
Because it sounded interesting.
No.
Yes.
No. No. Absolutely not. All right. That concludes, my friends, the questions that we have got that we are able to answer on the air. For those of you who asked about my current midlife crisis in the comments, I cannot answer that on stream. I'm just kidding. Nobody asked about that. But I am still 42. So that's all we got for the Q&A portion of this live stream. We are going to take a little bit of a break and then 5-10 minute break. Yeah, okay, I'm getting thumbs up. 5 to 10 minute break before Ryan Howard will be back here to play some Nemesis still, though. I do just want to say, if you appreciate these streams, if you appreciate the content that we put together for all of y'all, I would beg you to please like and subscribe to this video and our channel in general. That helps us continue to know that the efforts we're putting into making these streams really, really fun and engaging, buying equipment to make sure that they have a high production value, helps us know we should keep doing that. Our YouTube channel is our fastest growing social media platform, and we want to keep it that way. So please like and subscribe. Any famous last words from you before we take a break?
I mean, do you want me to quote some famous last words?
Sure.
I don't think I have any on the top of my head. So.
Yeah. As expected.
Wow.
As
No,
expected.
I'm trying to think of
Freedom.
okay.
William Wallace.
Yeah,
That was definitely his actual last words.
real.
I think that's in all the history books. He screamed freedom while being eviscerated. We're going to leave you with that thought.
Freedom.
Freedom while being eviscerated, because it's perfect for Nemesis, to be totally honest. Not really the freedom side, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to take a 5 to 10 minute break. I'm going to hop into the actual campaign comments and answer questions for the people not watching this stream. and I'm going to go into kind of day 2 polish triage mode, even though it's still day 1, so we can get the few bits and bobs that we still want to polish up on the campaign in there. I want to thank you all for watching. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes with some Nemesis 20 strong solo gameplay. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Hi.
It's me. I'm Andrew.
I'm
And
Ryan.
that's Ryan. When this is Nemesis, I'm eating a turkey stick. I'm sorry. I'm very hungry.
Yeah, this is Nemesis. I know we have some people who are asking about how this plays solo. Does it play solo? Does it play well solo? And so
300K. There we
hey,
go.
yeah, we're 300K.
Hey.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, so we wanted to show that off. This is a fun little game solo as well. It doesn't have the kind of like, do I have to worry about being betrayed aspect that you have in the co-op version, obviously. But there is definitely still some challenge and some intrigue kind of going, running through it. And I think you'll still have to be pretty thinky about like how to get out of jams and all that stuff. So I wanted to show off how that works at a solo level. So
This is not a two-headed giant playthrough. I'm just keeping Ryan company. He's going to play solo because that's what has been requested. How long would the average turn of a player be for Nemesis? Also, how long do you expect the game to be at 3 players?
why don't you watch me do an average turn?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not long turns.
Well, I mean, in general, I'll always say this too with board games. There is no average turn. My group of friends that I was not a big board game friend with, but Magic friend with, was talking about how an average game of Scythe would sit at 8 hours. And I thought that was
That's crazy.
the most insane thing I've ever heard, but,
So do you think I should reveal my objectives to the stream, or should they try to figure it out? Probably I should reveal, huh?
Yeah, what do y'all think?
All right, so I'm playing at difficulty rank 3, which means that I have to score 9 points or higher on my objectives.
9 points, okay.
Yeah,
That's the highest we've played.
So we usually find that we like to play at difficulty rank 2 or 3 is kind of like our favorite sweet spot. Although sometime when we're not trying to like show off the deck, like in the same way, we should play a difficulty 4 stream. Because in difficulty 4 you have to get 9, but you can't look at your objectives until
I want to play whichever the blind one was.
Yeah,
and
that's
that one's-
difficulty 4. So
Yeah, so rank 1, earn 7+ objective. Rank 2, 8+, 3, 9+, 4, 9+. You cannot look at your objective cards until you escape the ship, are defeated, or the self-destruct sequence initiates. Funny setting.
yeah.
But you're on a real life timer, so we'll keep this one a little tighter.
Yeah, I have a meeting.
so-
I have a meeting for a different thing we're working on in an hour, basically. So yeah, well, we're not going to whip through this though. It's not a super long game, so we should be able to just play it normally.
We've got a comment that says, reveal so we can see your strategy, and then they followed up with, maybe.
Okay, I'm going to put it. This is this. Is
So
this
cover your eyes if
okay.
you don't want it
Put it
revealed.
on top of the sticky note, Ryan.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
literally
that
just
says
a
do
little
put
landing
stuff
page.
here.
Okay, so I'm
So if you don't want to know,
here.
don't look.
So yeah, no, remember I'll have to pick one of these either when I leave or when I'm defeated or when the self-destruct timer.
So Ryan, do not read them aloud for anyone not looking.
Okay.
But
All right. Well, I'll leave them up on stream while I talk briefly about like how this is going to go. I was thinking actually maybe if people have more questions that haven't been covered on the stream, if maybe whenever I reveal an alien, you can ask me a good question from the stream.
Oh, sure.
Okay. So whenever an alien gets revealed, you can ask me a question. So we're getting pretty close to unlocking the Bounty Hunter hero, which is one of my faves on here. Especially, it's good for solo play, I think. So we're gonna play, I think, with the Bounty Hunter. He only has one recovery stat though, so that can be challenging.
Pretty bad, especially in solo.
Yeah, maybe
these
it's
Tainted Grail cards
maybe
look
it's a mistake,
sick,
but I
dude.
definitely have beaten the game at solo with the Bounty Hunter, so I'm gonna give it a try. Oh yeah, I haven't even seen those yet. That's
Yeah, the nodes really pop, which is really cool.
That looks nice. Yeah. Okay. Should we just get into it? I mean, so we have to do the objectives. I guess we've shown how to play this on stream before, so I'm not going to go through like a full teach. But we can go look at the top down now. I think we probably had enough time to look at the objective cards at this point.
Someone says, what does between inventories mean? I believe that's because in 20 Strong Nemesis, your inventory, unlike normal 20 Strong where it would be your strategy, in 20 Strong Nemesis you have strategy for each type. So you
Yeah.
can hold up to 6 items if you have 3 strategies.
Technically 7 if you have the antidote as well.
Oh,
That's,
antidote's
that's
its
part
own
of its
type.
own
Sure.
inventory. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, let's get into it. So I got 4 actions. So let's see. I haven't even looked at my objectives yet. So escape, obviously. End the game before the self-destruct sequence activates.
You're reading them.
Possible,
Wow.
although a little hard to do in a. So I'm playing at rank 3, which means that it's going to activate at turn 4. So, let's see. Number of items in my inventory equals or exceeds my strategy stat. Okay, destroy the nest. At the end of the game, 7 or fewer rooms are active. Escape with at least 1 energy charge on my inventory.
Also, I'm going to turn the giveaway form off when Ryan rolls his first set of dice.
All right.
That's a nice arbitrary thing. So
Sure,
fill it
sure.
out now if you haven't, and if you get cut off, well, you waited way too long. It's in the description below. But
Okay. So it looks like, honestly, both of these, I get points if I escape relatively quickly. One of them is end the game before the self-destruct sequence activates, and another one is escape with the dial at 4 or higher. So
Both of them are
I should try to
incentivizing
get out
you
of
to
here if I
go
can.
quick.
I also get a lot of points if I destroy the nest. So I should try to like hunt out the nest with a good amount of dice to be able to spend on it and stuff. So.
This looks so cool.
Okay.
So
I think I'm ready. I'm going to start rolling some dice, I think. All right. So now the bounty hunter's ability is once per move when taking a move action in which I roll 0 dice, I may move myself up to 2 rooms. If I do not activate a room during this action, I recover up to 2 dice, which is nice. And let's see. I think I will actually do that right now. I'm going to move over here. Am I on the right camera now to do this? Okay, so 1, 2. Take a look at this.
Did you roll something, or you just got...
No, I just read what I can do with my bounty hunter.
I'm not paying attention
Well,
to you.
it's so rude.
I'm here extending the length
All right,
of
so
this.
I've got I've got the turret, increased noise by party size, or the armory is active. Well, I'll increase noise by party size. It's not that big of a deal. It's only have 1 player.
Yeah,
that
fill
up.
out the form linked in the description. I'm about to close it.
Okay.
So
So let's
I'll
see.
give you a minute.
All right, wait, I gotta put 4 dice under here.
4 dice.
Or 4 dice. 4 items. Well, I
the
should probably
first
start
room,
getting
I
some
feel like.
stuff, because that's one of my objectives. Although I'm a little bit afraid to do that right now because I've got so many dice. I'm going to be increasing the noise by quite a bit if I do this. Maybe I will. Let's see. I'm going to do it anyway, though. Let's see. Where should I roll these dice? Where's the location I have to roll these?
It's kind of over to the left of your
Be like-
card.
Here, I'll roll them in the
Or-
do roll stuff
Here?
here. So-
No, this is blank.
Should I just
Don't.
roll it here, right? That's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, I can switch
You
over to
could.
the
Okay.
down camera. Sure.
All right.
Oh, that's a good
1, 2.
regular roll, but probably a
3.
bad sound one. A 3?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll take it. So 1, 2, 3. That's fine. I get a. Now, if I had any dice to recover now, I would recover those, but I don't have any to recover. Probably should have rolled some so I could recover them back, but that's fine. Okay, I got a pipe. In each applies dice step of an attack action, I may ignore 1 rolled crit for the purposes of increasing noise. Thank you. So that's a salvage. Salvage dice are not. Where should I put this? Down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should work.
All right. I'm gonna salvage again. Actually, I think maybe I'll get a guy out this time and I can try to kill him.
Yeah, so Ryan increased noise by 3, so we're already at noise level 4. And
All right, so I
that's certainly
ticked it over. Yep.
Okay, so how does that work when you tick
So,
over?
so you tick it and you stop it once it would go over to 0. So you stop it at 0.
Okay.
All right.
And
And
you spawn an alien
spawn
into
an alien.
your
I've got a
room.
pistol. All right. So these got shuffled already. These have been.
You might want to shuffle
I'm
them.
gonna shuffle.
I set them out based on how they were put away, which may or may not be shuffled.
Okay. So
I'm closing the giveaway form now, so I'm sorry if you're getting cut off in that process. You had lots of time. There will be another one in our
Oh,
next
geez.
stream.
wow. Okay.
Is that the queen?
It's the queen.
Heck yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
I don't think I'm going to be able to kill the queen in a single go
That's
because...
fine. How tough could she be?
Well, maybe I can. I can roll 5 dice. So I could then use my pistol to shoot her as long as I can get...
Shoot her.
But I can only roll 5 dice, though. I'm a little bit nervous about doing that. So I think what I'm going to do is... She rolls her leftmost die. She is probably going to damage me 1. Let's take these out. That's fine, though. I'm going to do it. So I am going to try to run away from her. I'm going to roll this. All right. So I got 1 exhaustus die. Then I'm going to move over here to the corner. She does get to do an opportunity attack on me, which means that she just starts to roll her purple die. I do get hurt for 1.
But she's not loud about it.
Yeah, she's not loud about it. It was a little love tap. So, all right.
Just a little kiss.
Now that was a move still. So this, oops. So that was a little move. That was a move. So I do get to look at this and decide whether I want to activate it. Okay. Well, this is an escape pod, so I cannot activate it right now. But it's good to know there's an escape pod up here. Okay, I gotta remember that. All right. So this is also exhausted because there wasn't any. So she gets to. So now, okay. So order of operations here. Then. Basically, enemies would attack if they need to attack. If there's not, so she's going to move over to me. And the reason I did this is that I didn't want her to do a full attacking on me, and I wanted to be able to attack her while I had enough actions to do so, basically.
Yes, that makes sense to me.
Then and then you have to increase. No, you do a noise check. So the noise checks works is you roll your strongest unexhausted die, and then you increase noise equivalent to the amount. So I rolled a normal hit, which means I increase it by 1. So.
If you rolled a crit there, it would be by 2.
Correct.
But normally, noise only goes up by 1.
All right. So we take this down to turn 9.
Okay.
And all right. Well, man, I was not expecting to just have to fight this queen like immediately. And it kind of stinks because I don't have the defeat the queen. Like this would have been such a fortuitous thing for me if I had the defeat the queen action. But
if you get rid of her now, then you never have to worry about her again.
I know. It honestly almost makes me want to, because how many level 1s do we have in here? There's.
Also, you could try to find the room that lets you change.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Because one of the ones I don't have for 1 player does include defeat the queen. So, man, that actually might be a good idea. All right, I'll think about that. All right, so I got this back. All right, so I am going to start. I'm going to start rolling on this here queen. I'm gonna roll. So the queen's thing. So her hit points are increased by the current difficulty rank, which is not ideal for me because it means that she's got 11. Jeez. And then also when she's defeated, you banish all hits applied to her and place her card next to her defeated, which is me. So, okay, yeah, this is a little spooky, scary. Like a werewolf bar mitzvah. But,
I'm going to say right now I have generated the form for the giveaway, and every time Ryan rolls a crit,
did you ask me a question about?
I'll hit generate. And at the end, we'll pull the winner.
Did you ask me a question, by the way, about?
No, there's no questions. Feel free to throw questions in if you want Ryan to answer them whenever an alien comes out. But I can just generate a question if you want. Good questions.
Okay.
Ryan, what's your favorite color?
That's not a good question.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the queen.
Here you go, Ryan. What's the best decision you've ever made in your life?
I mean, marrying my wife. That's yeah. Okay. Each applied dice step of an attack action, I may ignore 1 rolled crit for the purposes of increasing noise. So I'm adding this crit. I don't have to increase noise on it.
Okay, but we have generated a crit, so I'll push the button once.
We have increased noise. Would you want to do for you to do a crit or when you increase noise? Because I rolled a crit, but I didn't increase noise.
Roll a crit is what I said.
Okay. So the question is, should I re-roll these? Ugh, this is tough. This is tough because I kind of want to roll some more crits, especially because I did only roll the one that time. Ugh, this is such a waste of time. This is taking up so much time. Okay, I'm gonna try again. So I can only apply.
So we
I can only commit 5 dice. So come on for this attack action. But hey, look at that. Okay, rolled another crit. I still don't have to increase noise.
Hitting the thing.
And then this is my last roll of this attack action.
Yeah, you got lots of strategy. This is a good guy for solo, it feels like.
That's what I said, man.
Oh, I'm half listening.
All right. All right. Again.
I'm trying.
Oh, look at that. That is hot as hell. All right. So
do you have to increase the noise for all those, or how does the
no,
pipe
because
works?
for each apply
dice step
of an attack
okay.
action, yeah.
Wow,
Yep.
that's quite an item.
Yep. I'm
Okay.
just banging her with a pipe. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, should I apply? I think I'm not going to. I think I'm not going to apply. So these dice, if I don't apply them, though, they're going to get exhausted. But if I do apply them, they're going to get banished. I think I'm pretty early in the game here. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna roll. So that was my first action. Now for my second attack action, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna roll 4 greens and a purple. And I'm just bleeding dice here, but I need to get. I just don't want this person to chase me around. I don't have any good cards yet to get rid of her either. So
That's okay. You can just take a few turns to recover using your 1 recovery.
okay, all right. So I'm gonna go. Doesn't increase noise.
Okay.
Then does increase noise by 1. But then look at this. I just rolled 2 crits. But then I'm going to use my pistol. One of my uses of my pistol. I'm going to turn deal 2 damage to an enemy in your room as long as it would be defeated by this damage.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Look at that. And then when this enemy is defeated, banish all basic hits. What's up? I don't have any basic hits. All right.
I think we exactly missed the really cool dance Ryan was doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I meant on the big cam.
Okay. So that was 2. All right. Now, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bounty hunter ability to make a move action to roll 0 dice and move myself up to 2 rooms. If I don't activate the room, which I'm not going to, I'm going to move back here. Then I get to recover up to 2 dice. So I'm going to recover these 2 dice.
Oh, that's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice.
All right, then, so I have 1 more action this time. So I'm going to salvage again.
Solo is quite a bit more forgiving. There's way less. This thing's not flying around the noise card.
All right, so I made. Well, I mean, it would be except for I had that pipe, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
That's true.
All right, so I recovered 1 die because I rolled 1 crit. I did roll another crit, recovering a die, and then I
So you made a
increased
crit.
noise by 1, and I get another card for my last action of this turn.
Nice. So you're at max melee.
Yes.
Or gun. What's the bullet
Max
type items?
military.
Military.
Yep. So I've got bandages as well. Yeah, I think I gotta find this. I think I gotta find this thing that lets me switch them out.
Bandages look nasty, man. Let's put a
They
green
look kind of
bandage on.
moldy.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Got alien stuff.
All right, so I roll strongest die. So let's see, I rolled a 1, so I go by 1, and then I do get to then take this down to 8. Okay. It is very rare for you to just like pull the queen right away. By the way, like it's some play games where the queen does not come out sometimes. So yeah. Okay. Trying to remember which. I want to say it's the mainframe terminal or the servers that is the,
I think it's the servers.
that switches out. So I should try to find. I kind of want to try to find the like a technical room because I've already completed one of those objectives. If I can get that one out, basically. So, all right. Okay.
So is that your turn?
That was.
That
That-
was some of your
That
options.
was that. So I'm just starting my on round 8 from.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So all right, I'm gonna roll 1. Okay. Generator C. Discard energy charge or 2 enemies to the nest. Okay. See, now I don't really want to get the nest out because I've already killed the queen. So I think I'm gonna maybe make a bad decision here, which I love games where you maybe make a bad decision.
Yeah. You should check out the video from Neon Gorilla where Salem and Ryan were interviewed, and Ryan.
Oh yeah, that's up today. That was really fun.
gleefully is talking about
Really fun interview.
making
So-
games with bad decisions in them.
So I could discard an energy charge, which I don't have any of, or I could add 2 enemies to the nest, which I'm going to do. I'm going to take these 2 cards, whatever they are, and they're in the nest stack, which will not come out unless either we get down to the self-destruct sequence or I reveal the nest. So I do get a technical item under here. All right. For my second action, I'm going to salvage. Ooh. Okay. Well. Nice. All right. Can you ask me another question then? I do get 3 dice back.
We have, let's see. What if I just got up the, what is it,
I do get this.
36 questions? If I was just asking you the
Ooh,
36
F plus one
questions
recovery.
that you used to fall in love
You
with
can. That's
somebody.
fine. That's fine.
Have you done that before? Is that a thing you've done?
I'm aware of it. I've never done it though.
Okay.
It sounds kind of fun.
Yeah,
I'd love to.
right?
I mean, I'm already in love with you though, like in a platonic sense. But
Shucks.
oh,
Question.
okay, this has got a plus
Your-
enemy on it. No, that's not good.
Your
Ooh, no.
preferred 20 strong deck and preferred AW deck, which has been clarified as Awaken Whelms.
Awaken Whelms.
Awaken Whelms.
So sorry. Say again. My preferred what?
Preferred 20 strong deck, preferred AR deck.
Well, it's a weird. In my opinion, it's a weird, like, question to ask because.
I think they specifically used preferred so that you're not feeling the burn to say your own stuff.
What do you mean? But like that.
Maybe. I don't
No,
know.
I mean, like, I think you still feel it. It's like, I mean, my favorite 20 strong deck on a personal level is like, period, is I think the Tainted Grail deck from a mechanical standpoint. Anyway, I'm very pleased with it. But it's like, that's not to take away from anybody else's work. They're all really cool. I just, you usually you design the things that you want to play, like that really make the most sense to you.
Yeah, this person is specifically saying it's not to say your favorite; it's saying your preferred.
Okay, but I prefer to play my favorite though. Like,
I know.
I would say
that's like
out of
saying,
the ones,
"Oh, my favorite.
out of
is
the ones
pizza,
that I
and I prefer
didn't-
to eat it.
out of the ones that I didn't work on, I worked on all of them, but the ones that I didn't design, I would say for the Tainted Grail ones, I like Etherfields. The Awakened Worms, I like Etherfields best out of the ones that I didn't like design, and then I don't know for the other ones. I mean, I like Rose. I think Rose is a cool one. Cloudspire is cool. I don't know. There's a lot of cool ones. But yeah, I mean, I am always a little partial to the ones that I worked on, not because I think that they're better than everybody else's, but just because like they speak to the way that I like to experience gameplay, I think. Let's see here. So I've done 2 actions here, and I've unfortunately gotten 2 more guys out.
Yeah, you did a bad job there. Did you make a crit?
No.
Oh, they just came out.
Well, I mean earlier I did, yeah. That's why it came out when I salvaged, yeah.
Sure. Did you add enemies to? Oh, you did add enemies to the nest. I see.
So like I have 2 more actions here, so I could just run away.
Okay.
No, but I have 2 more actions. I should just try to kill these
If
guys.
you run away, do
I'll
you
just run
have
away.
to roll both of their opportunity attacks against you?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
That seems bad, probably.
Okay, I'm gonna go like. All right, so I'll apply this without generating noise.
Okay.
1,
We did
2,
roll a crit, so let's hit the old crit button.
3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to shoot the breeder.
Bang bang.
Okay, so this guy's defeated. He won't go. Nothing bad will happen to him yet. Then. So this larva, when the enemy moves, it moves it to 4 rooms. When this enemy is defeated, if there are 2 or more dice applied to it, this enemy is immediately banished. So I could just try to apply 1 dice to this thing and then shoot it. That feels like maybe a waste of my gun, but also the nice thing about having larvae in the deck is that then they dilute the deck. Because larvae are not very hard to defeat.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to try that. I'm going to roll this one. Again. All right. Boink, and then I'm going to shoot him. So this thing is gone. He's dead, and then he will not banish. So I have 1 more. So that was only 1 action. So I've got 1 more left. These guys are all going to exhaust afterwards. All right. So. So I've not done my free movement yet, so I'm going to do my free movement here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm doing my free movement here because I can move 2. Why not? Why not take the extra move? Ooh. Okay. All right, this is the mainframe terminal. I'm gonna do the noise check on this. Ugh, man, I have so few dice right now.
Noise,
Okay. I did increase noise by 1.
uh-oh.
So I rolled a crit,
Hit the noise button.
but I did get this flipped over. All right. So once per turn as an action, if the self-destruct sequence is not active, I may exhaust party size plus 1 dice to draw a random unused objective card, still adhering to party size, and replace one of your objective cards with the drawn one. So I better draw the one that gives you the queen, or I'm going to be upset. But that was the so that was the end of that round. So, all right, these all go in here. A lot of
Remember,
exhausted dice right
You can
now.
always +1 to your hero and recover 4 dice.
I know.
with advantages.
I'm aware.
It could be good
So,
to roll your strongest.
roll my
right?
strongest. So,
Or it's unexhausted, isn't it?
no, it's exhausted.
Oh.
There's some strategy there in terms of what you want. All
Okay,
right, so
so
that goes
just
up by
1.
1.
Yeah.
And then I tick this down to 7. This game is going quite fast. All right, so these go back into the. Oh man, it's already 1:37 though. I got really quick. Okay.
Got a date with.
Maybe you'll take over at the end. All right.
Yeah.
I'll put you in a bad spot. All right, so I get 2 dice back now because I've got the duct tape. Okay. So. Yeah, I think I actually am going to use bandages now. So I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Bump up by 1. I can recover 4
4 dice.
dice. So I'm actually going to do. Yeah, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, once per turn as an action, if the self-destructing sequence is not active, which it's not, I may draw a random unused objective card, still here, and replace one of my objective cards with the drawn one. So I'm going to discard these 2 dice and hope that one of these 2 cards, one of the card I draw is the one that says defeat the queen on it, because only one of them does.
It's very true. That is what will happen.
Here.
What am I doing? Oh, this one.
Yes! Okay. Okay. So that's got me 4 points right there. And then escape with full health or higher is 1 point, so I need 2 more. No. Oh, jeez. I still need a lot more points, though. Okay.
You could also do no heroes escape before the dial reaches 3. That's 3. I just need 2 more points.
Yeah, but then I still get minus 1 point, though. Okay. All right, so I could also try to escape with 2 or more single-use items in my inventory, though. That would give me 3.
Currently have 0.
Okay, and then laboratory, monitor room, and surgery are all active. Okay, all right. Well, we'll see what happens here.
Got none of those active currently.
Okay, so, all right. Okay, I'm going to laboratory, monitoring room, and surgery. So those are all.
So this was your action, right? Or an action.
Yeah, that
And then bandages were in action.
That was action. So bandages, are they in action?
That was in
Oh yeah, they are.
action.
Yes, they are. Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's fine. It's fine. Salvaging.
Not many.
2.
Woof. It's almost time for another question. Which again, we'll see if there's one in the chat when that happens. Otherwise, we'll be
Motion
starting the
scan.
36 questions that lead to love
Okay.
for some reason.
All right. Then I'm going to use my free move that I haven't used yet this time, and I will move.
Ryan is wearing a Twin Peaks shirt. Fire Walk with Me, or is it
Yeah,
a
Fire Walk with
return?
Me, yeah.
Okay. And then a favorite type of
I don't need this, which means I do get to recover 2 dice. Okay. All right, roll the highest. Nothing, so it doesn't go up.
Nice.
This goes down though. This is
6.
my doom is rapidly approaching. Okay. Okay. All right. Keep going. Okay. So I'm gonna use my free move to move over here.
Okay.
Okay. So
I think
I
that's
do
one
need
of
the
them.
monitoring room. Yes. So I can increase noise by party size. I'll do that to get it open.
Okay. So now you probably want to salvage, right? Because the maximum noise you can generate is 1 right now.
Yeah. I mean that's not honestly a bad idea. I'm not getting very many good dice back from it though, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Monitoring, laboratory, and surgery. So surgery is a so monitor. So laboratory is a yeah. It's a technical one.
Preferred type of sandwich. That's a good bit.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going here. All right, I'll do that. Move right along. Okay. All right. I'm gonna flip this over and get another guy to the nest.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna. So that was.
I'm going to ask a clarification on that last question. Is it which one would you be or would you like to be?
1, 2. So I'm gonna want to done 2 actions this time, I think, right? Pretty sure. So I went over here last time.
You moved twice.
I moved twice. Yeah, I think that's it though. All right. Come on.
Got it. Good clarification.
There we go. Okay.
Laboratory.
So I can do no check, or I can discard 1 item. I'm going to discard this item. I don't really want this. Got a laboratory, so that's 3.
Ryan thinks he's too good for motion scanning.
Okay. And then
Yes. I know the answer to that question. The answer is yes, it certainly counts.
all right, then I'll do 1 more move. Nope, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Come on. There we go.
Did you do the noise check? Or no, you discarded the item. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yep. That's the exact example.
Don't need this open. I'm not going to open it.
Oh, too good for a canteen.
Well, I would have had to do a noise check that would have been quite bad for me at this time, at this present time. All right, so I roll this. Okay, this would go up by 2, but it only goes up by 1. I rolled a crit. So this goes up by 1. She asked me another question, but this check for noise happens after the enemy's attack, so this will not attack me this time, which is why I was being careful about this. It's fine if it comes out in between.
I'll give you 2 questions because one's short.
Okay.
Do you have dogs and what are their names?
We have one dog, and her name is Rigby, after the song, the Beatles song. Because all of my pets, my wife and I made an agreement when we got married that all of our pets would be named after Beatles, characters from Beatles songs. So,
like, Dear Rigby.
yes, exactly. We used to have a cat named Max after Maxwell Silverhammer, the song about a serial killer that the Beatles made.
Yeah.
All right, so
After
we
the
covered
song,
these.
Hey, Max.
Okay, so 5.
If you were a kaiju, which one would you like to be?
Shin Godzilla, but specifically like his first form
His
when he comes
big-
out on land, he's got really big googly
the
eyes.
First land form. You want to be in pain living.
Yeah.
It's just bleeding out of your mouth whenever you take a breath.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, first form Shin Godzilla is just like a tail.
Yeah.
That also bleeds a lot.
Okay.
That guy seems pretty unhappy most of the time. Poor Shin Godzilla.
Attack this guy.
What would I say? Mothra's good, but Mothra's always good is the thing. I want a little bad boy energy.
So
'Cause I like a
this guy's immediately banished.
Biollante is really cool.
Exhausted.
I like that big gross pollution guy.
I'm gonna move 2 spaces with
He's
my free
cool.
movement. This is my second move this time.
But if pressed, Iron Giant is probably definitely in the running, and I love Iron Giant, but I wouldn't want to be Iron Giant. I don't think I'm as noble.
Generators
as
are
Iron
active.
Giant. I don't think I could fly headfirst into a nuclear missile. I don't think that's a thing I could do. I think I'd be. If pressed, I'd go with Godzuki. I gotta be Godzuki. He can fly. He's lovable.
That was my second. That's my third action. I'm
Godzilla's a
going
dad.
to
Or a mom.
salvage. No crits.
Oh.
Kind of wanted crits, honestly. Get some dice back, but.
Is Mothra not always good?
Ooh, okay. Flashlight.
She's a hero to the people.
Um,
Godzilla's definitely not always good.
so I need the laboratory, or the laboratory, and the monitoring room are both active. So I need to find a surgery now.
I've
Okay.
never actually watched a single Mothra Godzilla,
All right.
but I've seen her come up in the pinball
Turret
machine.
is active, so we're good. All right.
Yes, Mecha Stress.
Okay. Roll for this. Oh, dang it, increased by 2 this time. I did roll another crit. And then this goes down to 4, which means, I think I'm playing this right, so that this flips over now. So wait, I was on 2, so now it's on 2. All right, also, uh-oh, that's not good.
You're not supposed to put stuff there, Ryan. That includes your
So
elbows.
now these guys that I had on the cryo chamber, they're all the chickens are coming home to roost because they're all here now.
Is Mothra evil in Mothra vs. Godzilla? I thought Mothra was like the good one in that one. I'm talking about in relation to me as a person, not in relation to me siding with Godzilla. I think I typically dislike Godzilla more because he probably kills me. And
All right.
Mothra's just a big bug.
1, so I get one of these back, and I'm salvaging, just so people know I'm salvaging.
I'm doing important research.
Then I'm going to salvage again. Okay. Increase. I rolled another crit, if that matters to you. Ooh, armor, okay. Then I'm going to take my free bounty hunter move, 1, 2. Nope, escape pod does not help
This
me.
movie plot is a bummer. Mothra agrees to help but warns that she is on her deathbed.
All right, then I'm gonna roll one more to. Come on, baby. All right, move over here.
Yeah,
Hey,
anti-Godzilla
surgery.
sentiment does not make you a villain. I will say that.
Surgery. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for, baby. All right. Good. No noise.
Wow.
And put 3.
Yeah, they're just kind of. I was like saying, is the wind evil because it knocked down my house?
Yes. The answer is yes. Oops. All right.
Okay. But what about when it's a cool breeze on your face on a hot day?
Okay.
That's the same wind.
Someone's singing somewhere out there from American Tail, but about the wind instead of the moon. All right, so creepers both. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh no!
You did the bad thing.
I
Double
hate when this
creepers.
happens. That's horrible. Okay. So the larva moves to me. The creepers move here.
Uh-huh.
They are not defeated, so they will both deactivate. So I'm going to have them deactivate the armory and the cryo chamber. Or one of them has to deactivate the surgery. So I'll have them deactivate the cryo chamber and the surgery, which means I need to reactivate the surgery, which is annoying.
Oh, no.
It's fine. It's fine.
Did you roll your noise, or is that happening now?
I'm going to do that now. 1.
You're such a messy player.
Okay.
Your ship is melting into like a pile.
Yeah. What can I say
Just
now?
watching you play a game is so crazy. This is not an indication of a normal play space.
Okay.
A Cthulhu being definitely a force of nature, for sure.
Okay.
They like predate nature or something. They're like another dimension, right?
So I've got, once I get surgery back up and running, I've got 4, I've got 6.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Oh, I should open up those other ones. No heroes escape before the dial reaches 3, and it is 3 now.
Oh boy, how have you? It is
So that's
1:52.
1, 2, 3,
PM,
4,
by the way.
5. So 7. Thank you. I know.
So the real countdown timer is on the clock.
Okay, I have to choose one of these. So I'm going to choose this one. So 7.
I don't think there's any.
Okay,
doubt.
I can do this. I can do this. So, or you might be able to do
Famous
this.
last words.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Applied. Dead.
Banished.
Banished. Okay. Then I will stay here to flip this back over for my second action, which means I do have to do a noise check again. Okay, nothing. Okay. All right, third action, I'm going to move here and not flip that over, so I get 2 dice back.
Nice.
Then, okay. Trying to decide if I should use the flamethrower here. No, I don't need to use the flamethrower. I can get them enough. There's not that many. They're. Oh, there's 8 though.
Yeah, that's 8 health.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that statement. I think that'd be a cool deck. I think that'd be a really cool deck. I don't know.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna use the flamethrower for funsies. So that means as an action, roll all ready dice, then deal the roll damage to enemies in your room divided between them as you choose. Oh, but this is gonna make it so that the noise increases though.
Can you
Yeah,
push
but
the
you
dice
have,
tray up?
you have a max 1 noise increase though.
I know, but then it's my last action. There's gonna be a guy coming out and attack me. But
Well, otherwise you're weathering 4 dice worth of attacks versus
it's true.
1 random guy.
Well,
And
I'm probably not gonna
deactivating
defeat these
2.
guys, but that's fine. I'll try. This is probably a stupid thing to do, but for the sake of.
That's a good roll.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Okay, so.
This is 20 Strong Nemesis. We're live on crowdfunding now, so just check it out at the link in the description if you are curious. How many crits did you roll?
Only 1.
Only one. Only one.
Okay, so I do defeat both of these guys, which is great.
So noise ticks up, though.
Yep.
We've got our next question. It is the first of the set one. Of
And I'm
the
going to
36
increase noise by
questions.
1 to return all rolled misses. No, there's only 2 of them, but that's fine.
Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
Oh, I don't know.
And remember, you have to answer these right, otherwise we won't fall in love.
Rigby from the Beatles.
Rigby from the Beatles is a good sentence.
I mean,
I love that guy.
I would say probably David Lynch or Douglas Adams, two artists who I really gotten a lot of.
Yeah,
over
David
the years.
Lynch should be a good one.
These all go away.
This food's too
I
hot.
don't apply to those anyway. They just do the damage.
It's
But.
too complicated.
Okay, so these get shuffled back.
That was too quiet for a David Lynch.
In,
Those
but
will
this
get
comes
shuffled.
out first, yeah. So then this guy's gonna attack me. Oh. Man, that's the worst. All right, he does hurt me. He hit me for 2, and increases noise by 1.
Wow.
Okay.
I only hits you for 1, right? They can
And that
maximum
hits me-
build.
no, he hits
Oh,
me
he
with
hit you
2.
with both
He hits me
dice.
with both,
Oh.
both dice. Yeah, and then he unfortunately does deactivate this dang room again. I think I'm gonna lose, guys. Actually, I need to go.
I know,
So
you're going to make me lose.
yeah. So technically, I didn't lose. Technically, Andrew lost.
Ryan set me
All right,
up
I do
for
have to go.
success with 4
Thank you,
dice.
everybody. Andrew will finish out this one. All right.
Ryan made sure to literally burn every die as he swapped
So it's
over.
2. I just recovered the dice already.
Mm-hmm.
All
Go
right, bye,
do your
everybody.
big important meeting.
So you need to do. You got to defeat the queen. If you get this back up, that's 2 more, and then no heroes escape. So that's so that you
So
have
I
you have what you
certainly
need
have
as long as you
7
get that
points.
over as open. I
I
think
just need to find an escape pod
there-
within 2
there's
turns.
escape pod here, and then if you go down to the, there's no engine rooms open though. So if you go if you go down to the servers, you can pry one open basically. So anyway.
Okay. Sure, alright. Yikes. Okay. Well, let's see. Ryan took no actions this turn so far. Am I knowing this correctly?
What turn are we on?
2. I think he recovered dice and then left. Actually, yeah, I wasn't even. No pressure. This is the intended game state you should be entering 20 strong in. So I have to get to the servers to pry the escape pod open. That is the only way. Ryan did know about this, so I am going to look at it to see if it is one that needs 2 generators. It is, in fact. Oh, and I do have 2 generators. Okay, that's cool.
I said just start rolling dice. That's the fun part.
I mean, I have 4 dice, so that's this. I mean, these are off camera. These are my active dice right now. Ryan left me, I know, a lot to work with. Let's see. A lot to work with. Okay, and my guy, let me see. Once per round, when taking a move action in which you roll 0 dice, you may move yourself up to 2. Unfortunately, the servers are 3 away. If you don't activate a room during this action, recover. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a move action and roll 0 dice. So I get to move 2 for free. I'm not going to roll any dice for that, so I will get to recover 2. But I will be taking a attack of opportunity. Just going to be a yellow die. So no damage from that feller. Woof, so that's 1 action. As an action, discard 2 items of the same type. So I only need to get in. So I'll just roll the red. Red's going to guarantee noise goes up. I can't have enemies in there to activate it. That's unfortunate. Oh boy. So that was 1 action so far. I'll roll 1. 3 strategy phases. Let's be greedy. Green die. Okay, there we go. 1. Moving down here. As an action, so that was 2 actions. Third action, as an action, discard 2 items of the same type. Let's get rid of this flash. Oh, man.
Jason Toro.
Uh-huh.
You want to put your available dice, like,
Anywhere else?
Left of the queen.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm going to trash this mostly used up flamethrower and this pipe. I don't think I will be needing them where I'm going. Space. Discard 2 items of the same type, then select a room on the ship that matches the type of the... Oh, it has to match the type. Never mind. Also, I did that wrong anyway. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, that's all right. Yeah. Those are all bullets. Military type. That escape pod has been activated. I forced it open, regardless of its real activation condition. So the room's active. I've used 3 actions. If I try to go back there, that creeper's just going to deactivate it. Which is not... Oh, actually, what's the order of... I might have messed this all up anyways. Resolve phase. Suffer damage. After effects. Exhaust dice. Oh, no, never mind. I can't do that. So I will not activate this one. Because he will deactivate it before he moves. So I'm going to activate this one over here. So I think we're good. That was my 3rd action. So I can salvage. I only have these dice. And there is an item in here. It might be good. Or I could move towards the escape pod. But I don't want to generate noise there and have to deal with it anyway. So let's do that. Servers are doing a salvage. One noise. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. So that goes here, and then I get to recover one die. 1 blue, please. And then I get the item, and that was my 4th action here. Another duct tape, eh? Pretty
Build your own
good. Covered in tape.
You can just MacGyver.
I'm really good at recovery. Okay, so that was all actions. So I roll the strongest, or yeah, what's the order of operations? I'm bad at this part of it. Oh wait, so let's see. Strategy phase, roll basic actions, commit, blah, blah, blah. Resolve phase, suffer damage, after effects. So this fella is going to deactivate the closest room, which is this armory. Then he will be moving towards, exhaust dice. Don't have any that are on anything. Move 2 rooms towards the closest. So he's going to boop, boop. And then clean up. Discard defeated enemies. Roll for noise. So then I roll the 0. No noise. That's great. That's really good. Actually, I think I did win, though. I don't think I can lose. This ticks down to 1. I have to win this turn or lose, but I don't think I can lose at this point. Famous last words and all that, but I think I'm good. Let's see. So what are all my things? Unless I completely wasn't reading these right. So, Queen has been defeated, 4 points. No heroes escape before dial reaches 3 points. So that's 7 right there. I just need 2 more. At the end of the game, the laboratory, monitoring room, and surgery are active. No. When you escape, all other escape pods are either active or removed. And both end. Nope, absolutely not going to happen. Okay, where are the other 2 points coming from?
Is the answer they're not?
That's okay. Why did I think I was fine? That's the question here. 4 and 7, those are covered. 2 or more multi-use items in my inventory. I have 0 so far.
I thought it was single.
It's the little hourglass, which I believe is multi-use. I think.
Ryan said single.
Could be
use,
wrong.
but-
Or I might be a dummy. I don't know. Let me see. Is there a different symbol that I'm... Let's see. Oh, no other one cares about it. At the end of the game, laboratory, monitoring room, and surgery. So laboratory and monitoring room are currently open. Where was surgery? Did surgery just get deactivated?
Top left.
It was top. Okay. Yeah, I'm. It's bullet type though. Oh boy. Let's see. What can I do? One action. Salvage, action 2. Oh, man. Ooh. Oof, 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 oof. Why it gotta be a bullet type? That's the big question. 2 items of the same type. Then select a room on the ship that matches the type of the discarded items. Either activate it without resolving its activation effects, or deactivate it. Gotta look at all the other stuff now, see if there's anything I can do. Once per turn as an action, you may banish 1 die to discard either the closest. Nope. Start of your turn, you may let. Nope. Oh boy. Gain the antidote. Man, even if I could get up to full health, it's not gonna do it. When I escape, all other escape pods are either active or removed. Both, no, that's impossible. End of the game, laboratory mount. Yeah, it's the surgery. What does it take to activate the surgery? Green, or med bay active. Green's fine. Yeah, I'm thinking okay, so let's see. I mean, theoretically I'm fine.
No? Yes? Really?
I have not taken any actions this turn so far, so I can't, I mean, I'm overthinking it, because I can do my free move with 0 dice as action 1, action 2, action 3, activate this as action 3. Yes.
How do you move so far?
I have to roll a lot of dice.
Oh.
I can move up to 5 spaces, because my guy can roll up to max health for dice. And my first move, I can move 2 for free if I don't roll any dice. So I'll move up here for free. Or not for free, as an action.
Look at it, or?
I mean, I can, is the thing. It's another escape pod, but it needs 3 generators, which is no good. So that was 1 action. I'm not activating the room, so I do get to recover up to 2 dice. Then I will roll 3 dice, and I basically can't ever not do the stuff I need to do here. It's kind of the one thing. 3 strategy phases is quite good, though. Let's roll these 3. Well, that's pretty bad. Second strategy phase. Oh, man. Let's add in red and a purple. I need 3. Just barely. Okay, I make a noise. I have to hit the button. Hitting the button when I make noise is less fun when I'm doing this as well. So I move 3. Go over here. I activate. Noise check. Double green. It's only on crits. Okay. Nothing. So that was free move up there. Second action over here. Now I have to take my third action. I have to go over there. In this room, you may launch this escape pod. Place this card in your stat line next to your hero. Okay. So I just have to roll everything. It's the only possible way to win. That's an awful roll. Oh, you. I'm gonna be 1 short. It's gonna be so annoying. Come on, man. Yep, I shouldn't have rolled the red in the last batch. Welp. Noise go over. Alien come out. I get to move 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I've been. They're 5 wide, not 4 wide. I'm dumb. I only needed 4. Whoops. I gave myself a little heart attack anyways. But this alien is going to attack me as I move out. And he's going to miss. That's great. Then my last action, I am going to leave. Goodbye. So I believe the round still finishes, which is why I had to do that weird roundabout, because what would happen then is this fella is going to, I don't know, he doesn't have anywhere to move, so we will just deactivate this in the after effect. But if he had deactivated that, it would be very bad, because I have killed the queen, 4 points. No heroes escaped before the dial reached 3. I was the only hero, and the dial was at 1. So that's golden.
Someone in the chat says, isn't it based on your health value? But I don't know what they're referring to. Possibly your movement?
Isn't what? Yeah, Nemesis stats don't ever increase outside of these like items that while you have the item, your stat is increased. And the only thing based on based on health value is die roll, and that's max health, not current health value. So those are the things. I defeated the queen. I did escape, and then laboratory, monitoring room, and surgery. Surgery, monitoring room, laboratory. Yep. So I got exactly 9 points, and I was not defeated, so I don't get negative points. We're victorious. We're victorious. That's the one there. Yeah. I fixed the board. That's me. All right. If you have any last minute questions, but that is Nemesis Solo. I still felt the burn, I believe, that you would feel in Nemesis, but yeah, it didn't have the hidden traitor stuff. So if you're looking for that, that is certainly going to be the multiplayer version. But it does still have me thinking, and I used every single die to close that one out. And thought I lost, because I realized it was 5 wide. Thought I needed 5 movement, because I'm dumb. Didn't realize that I'm standing on one of those. We have not done the giveaway yet. Did I roll any? I did. I rolled 1 crit, so we got 1 final push of the button, and we've got our winner of a pledge, 20 strong, Awaken Realms campaign is, let's see, we've got our name to read out on the stream, and that name is Nando, a cheeky Nando's. Let's go get a cheeky Nando's. I'll be over at UKGE getting a cheeky Nando's in just a bit over a month. But congratulations to Nando, who has won a pledge to 20 strong, provided that they have told the truth and they are, in fact, in an area that we can ship a pledge to. But if you are that, congratulations. And I will be reaching out by email at some point. I'm very busy today, so maybe not today. But thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We'll be here every week of the campaign, and I have not fully asked it today, but I know there was a want from that guy who was on the stream earlier by the name of Josh Welgus that he would like to give away a pledge in each of these. So keep your eye out for forms to fill out, and we will be back in a week, a little over a week. We'll probably be on Thursdays going forward to play a different deck and maybe updates on the campaign. But yeah, thank you. Those are very kind words. I do my dang best. But yeah, we've been going for a while. Thanks so much for supporting the campaign. Thanks so much. Eternally grateful to you. We would be nothing without you, the fans. And I hope we give you equal amounts in return. What? VP? Victory points? Cheeky Nando. It's just Nando. Nando was the winner. The spoken, the name provided. Are there multiple Nandos on this list? That would be funny. The name provided to me was Nando. So I'm going to highlight this person. I will double check. Let me see. Double check, make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing. I don't want anyone to get their hopes up.
Someone's like brand new account. Me?
I mean, I have the email. I'm not reaching out based on the current YouTube chat. That would be a bad way to do this. But yes, if you put in Nando as the name for me to read out in the form, then it's you. Just to clear it up and make it easy. No, but we will be rolling it again next week when we do another one of these, so tune in for that. And we'll be back. Thanks again. Check out the campaign. It's linked over there. Back the campaign. It's all cool stuff. You can always adjust your pledge if you do end up winning one of these. But help us make number go up. Add all the cool stuff to the campaign forever. Thanks so much. And I'm going to tell Carter to turn it off because I'm tired. Goodbye.
Bye.